Sound test is good, finally. See, and that's how I do the warm-ups. Sometimes I'll miss something, or something will get unaligned, or some preference thing will change, and all of a sudden the sound don't work. And then it does, and yeah. So, I think we're good to go now, right? What is up, everyone? This is... There we go. Coffee with Soul, I'm your host. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. We're going to look at... Oh, I can't move it. You can see the price. I'm on a level 25 character on the beta. And I'm going to change my two-handed weapon to see how much it costs. It costs 1,333 gold. Great googly moogly. Good lord, that's a lot of money. So yesterday there was a new build that came out, and there's a lot of cool stuff in it. The Transmog stuff feature is in. There's some new decor that I haven't looked at yet. There is a max level realm. Profession testing is in, so that's going to be kind of like the bulk of what I'm going to be looking at. We're going to do some explorating. We're going to be doing that sort of stuff. I don't think the roulette works, unfortunately. I haven't tried the roulette, actually. I don't know if it, let's find out. I'm not sure if I downloaded it or what. So, God, what was it called? Random Mog or Random Mog? Oh, okay, cool. Got it. Oh, I already have it. 1125 though. So I don't think it works. Right? Random Mog. Incompatible. Curse. Oh, that's right, because it's not a 12-0. Okay, what about Transmog Roulette? All right. How about that one? That one is 9-0. Ah! It's never been updated since Shadowlands. Well, oh wait, better wardrobe. Better wardrobe. 1127. So none of them work. I'm screwed on the beta. Curses. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Hopefully a chill day. We had a raid night. It was a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be because I wanted to start looking at profession stuff, but it was still cool. Got stuff done. I let the raiders go so they can do kind of their thing with remix related stuff. Let's give a hearty hello to folks, and my chat works now. Woohoo! What's up to Rumus, the first person to say hi. What's up to Darth? And to actually Dragon was the first person to say hi. Ooh, you monster! Super sneaky. What's up to Arcadius and to Ronan, to Puddle Jumper, to me myself, to Goose, to Andy, and Faroon, and to Thorgast, and to the rest of y'all. The beautiful digital smiling faces are going to be joining us throughout the day. It's good to have you. And yeah, this stuff's expensive. I watched the latest podcast of Insider Yeehee, who had Allison Mack on his latest podcast, and it was honestly a very informative talk. Wait, that was the sex dungeon cult thing, wasn't it? Confession, I'm a fan of Smallville. It is so far my favorite Superman series, although I haven't watched the one that came out recently with I don't know who the actress's name is, but she is, hell, I don't know the character's name either. Son of a bitch. But she was on Grimm. And I was like, ooh, she's hella hot. But I heard good things about it. Don't spoil me. I haven't watched a damn thing of it. So I'm interested. But anyway. Whatever. Superman, yeah, Superman and Lois. That's the one. So I want to watch that someday. And I'm sure I'll find it for free on some some website at some point, or it'll be playing somewhere someday. What did this person say? They said, okay, so no, they didn't say anything crazy. Anyway, so transmog costs too damn high. People came into this, and this whole transmog thing. It's like a couple things. It's two features. One, it's the normal transmog stuff. Two, it's the outfits slash situations that are coming in. Something that I put onto a sticky note in yesterday's video, but then the custom sets that, like anything that we had created, they're still there. They just sit in this custom set thing. So this is there for like a reference for like, hey, if someday you want to apply like one of these templates to your allotment of outfits, you can do so. Or if you just want to if you want to transmog to that or something like that for that time, cool, go ahead. I'm kind of pulling this feedback out my ass, but I wonder if they could or should add a non-outfit transmog sort of thing. Not quite sure how that would work, but basically have like a third, have another slot here that is basically, here's the old system, and have that be its own kind of special outfit where it's not subject to like the new rules. It's subject to all the old rules. You replace the gear, all that stuff. It changes and so on and so forth. And so if people want to hold on to that, like they kind of can, because the thought in my head is, if people want to like the people who just want a favorite outfit and like that's it, they're extremely happy with this system because they're never going to change. They're good. They're like, yep, no changes, no feedback needed. Go ahead and ship it, right? Because they're just going to set their outfit to the one thing and they're never going to change. And or they might change it every like 6-7 months or something like that. And that's fair. That's fine. I'm gonna talk about this more on the weekly, so I'm just kind of like bouncing off thoughts with you guys. Part of the reason why I too am against like the current like these per slot changes, this is where most of my criticism comes from. I'm not as concerned about the slots. It's more like the day-to-day, because these days in WoW, we get new shit all the time. We get stuff every season with a new raid and dungeon or what have you. We get new stuff every month, dude. We get new stuff every month with the trading post and like this new set that we can collect and this thing that we can get for free by filling up the traveler's log at the end of the month. And I talked about this earlier too, when I was first campaigning for something like this. And now that it's here, it's like, okay, cool. But the day-to-day costs are still so high that, for a while to basically give us all these opportunities to get easy transmog or cheap transmog, they're gutting us with like the day-to-day maintenance of, okay, if you want to change something, okay, it's going to cost like this much. I also think that the prices that they're putting here, they're not exactly placeholder or a bug or anything like that, but they're clearly not done. We still have a long way until this thing, until the pre-patch. That's pretty much when the prices will hopefully be adjusted by then, but probably sooner. But until then, I'm looking at this as Blizzard just kind of getting feedback from players as to like, okay, so what should we not do? Like, what should we do, guys? Let's just set it like stupid high, and then we'll see what people say. And it kind of sucks because people don't like being treated like that. But at the same time, this is a test environment. How else are we supposed to be treated? So, yeah. So I do have full faith that this is going to be adjusted, or there might be some sort of calculation that's factored in, because it would suck for someone who's brand new to the game. They come in like, oh cool, it's midnight, I get all these little transmog, these little tender token things to get some free transmog and blah blah blah. But then to change it, it's gonna cost If they want to change this weapon to something cool that they just bought from the trading. So here's like the test case, okay? You know, here's me looking at this as a test lead. So I'm a level 1 character. I just started playing this game. Welcome to the world of Warcraft. Okay, cool. I come in. I happen to chance by the trading post because it happens to be a new month. I get a quest because you get an intro to the trading post. You pick up like some weapon with some of these free tender things that you don't even know how it works, but you're like, hey, cool, free shit. You pick that stuff up. All right, cool. So now what do I do, Blizz? Okay, I want to change this weapon, you know, to the cool thing that I just bought from the trading post. Oh my god, it cost, you know, it's gonna cost. Oh god, I fucked it up. It's gonna cost 1,300 gold just to change that. How much shit do I have? I have like, you know, 78 silver or something like that. That's not a good result. You know, I would flag this as, you know, this is not something that I don't think new players should encounter that soon. They're going to be priced out. I'm hearing some rhetoric from and comments and whatnot from folks being like, oh, well, this is them pushing the WoW token, yada, yada, yada. I mean, obviously we can go there because whenever we talk about gold, we could always talk about the WoW token. That's like kind of a foregone conclusion. But I don't think that's I don't think that's the message that they're sending here. But if this were to go live, it would just price newer players totally out, and that doesn't feel right to me. You know, the fact that if I could buy a chair, you know, if players are being welcomed into housing and they get their first house for free, and there's like fairly affordable decor that they'll be able to get with some play. I mean, yeah, it's gonna cost like 10 gold for a chair and this and that. But then as they're questing, they're gonna get free stuff too. To also tell players at that level, yeah, it's gonna cost over 1,000 gold just to change your weapon. Meanwhile, there might be like mounts and pets and other stuff that cost less than that. You know, it's a very mixed message, and so, you know, for numerous reasons, like I feel like this is either a bug or that this is definitely going to change, and they just wanted to get like some feedback from folks who test this game, because that is the audience who is who's taking a look at this, and we're trying to speak on behalf of like the brand new player, the broke person, blah blah blah. Okay, more like the brand new player, but yeah. Any word on when the Midnight Collector's Editions are being sent out? Got one pre-order, but don't want to miss out on housing early access. They haven't said anything, which is really unfortunate. Because this thing's going to come out in like 2 weeks or so. And I know that there's a certain inconsistency, like, because here in the US, codes come from Blizzard, because you buy stuff from the Blizzard gear store. Now, to my knowledge, and y'all might have to correct me on this, collector's editions outside of the US, they're being handled by other retailers, other companies, and what have you. And I don't think that they're going to be able to get those codes because it's being handled by someone else. Is that true? It sucks though. I definitely would prefer that people, get their codes. You know, Blizzard has talked about, and I've talked about a number of times, like the whole workaround of, hey, you could just buy the digital deluxe version or the epic, you could buy the epic edition digitally, get the code, do all that stuff, and then once your collector's edition box arrives, then you can, once you apply that code, then you get refunded all the what you had paid for the digital version onto your Battle.net balance. People don't like that either, by just principle, and I get that. In practice, though, if someone is buying an expansion over and over again, and they otherwise don't spend a dime on digital stuff, that Battle.net balance is just going to stay there, right? That Battle.net balance will just stay there, and then when the next expansion comes around, then they'll be able to use that Battle.net balance to basically do the same thing, but they only had to pay into it once. You know what I mean? The problem is you paid into it you pay into it that one time, and so back to the whole principle of the thing, that really sucks, and I get it. But that's kind of That's kind of the complete thought that I have when it comes to that sort of practice. But preferably, yeah, it'd be cool if they just gave out the codes. But I think because other retailers handle it as well, I don't think it's going to be handled the same way, which is pretty unfortunate. The new Mog system is going live with next patch, isn't it? At least that's what Mr. Jim said in the video. No. This is a midnight feature. I don't think they gave the impression that this is a PTR kind of thing. Unless in the next PTR they put it in, but I doubt it. We'll have to choose between getting enchants or transmog. Transmog wins, of course. Yeah, your DPS is way better. If you transmog your stuff right, then your shit is just like, oh, your shit's explosive. Okay, there's a difference between never using transmog and never changing transmog. One is being naked, the other is wearing the same clothes every day. Maybe being grumpy, but most of this transmog you have to jump through hoops just to unlock. Why should we have to go out of our way to pay more on top of it? I play WoW in parts to get my real world money problems. Last thing I want is to feel dirt poor in the game too. I mean, that's why I use the contrasting example of, hey, Blizzard is giving us a lot of transmog just for free. Show up, do your normal thing, go to the trading post, and then use this magical currency to buy like this other stuff that you're not really like paying anything for. You know, you're just doing your normal thing. But in order to actually change into this stuff, oh boy, you're gonna have to, like work that. I just think the costs are too high. I don't know what the proper solution is, but I just think that they're there's no, I can't think of I can't really sit down and be like, okay, let's make up this whole system of like variable costs. So if you change this many things, then it's going to cost that. It's too complicated. They just need to like chop it up. You know, 1,300 for a weapon is pretty ridiculous. 400 or so for a helmet or whatever piece. Like it's pretty wild. So I think the math is wrong. The calculations are wrong, and they should just take another look at it. So that's it. I don't think transmog should be the main gold sink though. Yeah, just give us more Brutosaurs, man. Give me a metal Brutosaur that fucking transforms into a spaceship and have it sold for like 10 million and 1 gold. That'll do it. I buy into the idea of a gold sink. It provides a little, having friction in the game. It's not the end of the world. Something like this though is just, it's just overtuned right now. How to brain fire. Mr. Jim was talking about skywriting. Yeah, skywriting changes that should be in for the next patch. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm like 99% confident that that's a thing. Anyone can double check really quick, but yeah. How many times per day are you changing your transmog entirely, especially now since you can swap from one set to another at no cost? I don't think that's what's being argued. I think it's more like, hey, I want to try out this new weapon I just got. I'm not really feeling it with this weapon. Never mind. That's going to become a lot more expensive. That certain situation, that mindset. Or people just want to like rehearse how it might look on them. Like, oh, let me throw this on real quick, see how it feels. And then I'll like make some screenshots and whatever. And then, okay, now I want to change it back. That's a lot more expensive too. So it's not even like, hey, I'm going to change my transmog entirely. What if I just want to like do a quick a la carte, like, oh, let me whip something together. And my behavior is a total aberration. I'm not even I'm not even gonna talk about the whole random transmog thing. So okay, $4 a pop, yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna put a nice healthy cool. I'm gonna put a really long cooldown on it now. I'm like, okay, that's my solve. But I think just practical everyday kind of changes because of mood. Yes, the different outfits that you're gonna have, that's going to help mitigate it. But I'm mostly thinking about like, ooh, let me see how this looks on my character real quick. Let me walk around with this thing. That feels much more punitive now, and I don't think that's a good approach. What elf racial abyss now for Mog? Oh, that's definitely gonna get nerfed. Sorry guys, I have a feeling that thing's gonna get nerfed down to like 10-20%. Even if they change this and make it better, yeah, they're gonna nerf it for sure. Cost is done. Start with it, just make it 20 slots and free, easy win bows. And that's the problem, actually. Big fat bear. That's the problem. If they made it like, oh, let's just give it all for free and all that, and their intent is to not do it anyway, then they need a jumping off point, or they need a point of feedback. If the feedback is, oh, okay, cool, it's good, don't leave it like this, don't change it. It sounds weird, but it's not good feedback. Because if Blizzard intends to do it anyway, then that means they screwed up on trying to present this as like a test or something like that. It's no longer a valid test because no one wants to participate. They just say, oh no, it's fine, just don't do anything with it. And then when they do change it, it's like, oh shit! It's kind of what happened with like the housing stuff. It's like they released things in a certain state. It's like, oh man, we have all these things and blah blah blah. But then they introduced budgets and so on and so forth, and now people are like, oh, that feels really bad. But I think for the purpose of like at least trying things out, they needed to like just let people like just jump in and play with stuff. I noticed that the main thing about this entire feature, the only thing people are talking about is the price, which kind of feeds to me everything else seems to be working fine. and this is like the one point of feedback to give, and it's good. Like I'm saying don't shut up. You don't like the price, you want to make it free, sure, go ahead. But they put it. Copium is telling me they put it out like this for a reason, so we can give this sort of feedback as well. Because if we didn't, then what's the point? You guys handle this for me. I've got like 4 other things to be mad about. Bandwidth limit reach. Yeah. Something that this definitely highlights too, and it's kind of a gentle reminder to some of the folks out there. It's not meant to be an insult. Not everyone can handle testing. Not everyone is emotionally equipped to handle this stuff. I'm seeing out there in comments, oh my god, I finally unsubbed after 30 years of playing this game. This is the first time I'm not pre-ordering this expansion, blah, blah, blah. So, lots of very, very strong reactions from folks who might, in all likelihood, might just come right back, or ultimately are just being performative, and they're they still fully intend to play. They just want to say their piece. I'm sure we should believe people too, but we see a lot of that, and then they come back, that sort of thing. But what I notice is that like people will look at consider this is a beta test, but people aren't reacting to the test. They're just looking at the headline of what someone else is saying, and so they'll give their own opinion on it. And that's why part of me is like, yeah, shucks, it'd be nice if testing was closed. But at the same time, how do you get all this different kind of feedback? If they could have done this with just focus groups. Get like a few dozen people or something like that, give them a gift card and a pizza or something like that, have them go onto the Blizzard campus and get their piece from like these dozens of people. Or they can keep it, or they can just do internal testing and just leave it up to like devs to inform them, and then there's that risk of bias. Or they could just put the prices out here on the closed but public beta, and the frenzy that people are in, that's just part of the test process for them. It kind of sucks to frame it like that, as if they don't care what you think, but what you think and how you express that, it's also feedback too, and then they'll just lap that up and turn that and translate that into hopefully some changes. So yeah. Okay, what am I seeing? Seeing some back and forth. Upper players can make all their sets and swap between them for free instead of having them hold 8 or different armor sets in their bags to swap between them every time they swap. I mean, like, yeah, going into like the slots and all that, I love it. It's dope. I plan on probably not having any more than like 4 or 5. That's it. I forgot how much it costs. I don't have enough gold on this character, I don't think, to test this out. I think I have like approximately negative gold. I have 12 gold. Okay, so that's not gonna happen. I need what, 100 for the first one? Yeah. I ain't doing that. I know I only need a couple of them. So like, if anything, I'll have like a house one, maybe. And even then, I'm not sure. Because I'm asking myself, how much do I want to change my situations? Not super often in practice. Like, I think people who do like a wide variety of content, like it'd be kind of fun. Like, okay, this is my PvP outfit. This is my Delve outfit. You know, this is my whatever. I think in practice, though, I don't think I'm going to, even with the costs being whatever, even if it was free, for like the per slot transmog, I don't think I'm gonna participate all that much. It's very much a roleplay kind of thing. But you know what? I think I just broke my brain because I'm so used to random transmog that I always want to feel, you know, for me, I always want to at least like try something out for a little bit and then I'll go back to something else. But with the current cost, that's going to become really, really expensive. Because if I just want to be like, oh, okay, cool, trading post stuff, I just picked it up, I'm going to hold on to this for like a couple days or whatever. Now it's going to feel like, ooh, I better wait till like Trial of Style shows up or something like that. Because then otherwise it's going to be too expensive. But I mean, this is also a new feature, you know? And so for them to put in the cost that they put in for the slots, like, we don't really have too strong of a basis to compare it to because we haven't had this before. So I don't know. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do with it. Because there are a lot of situations you can set up. It's like, oh, I'm mounted. So now I'm going to put on my skywriting outfit. Or I'm swimming. Now I'm going to strip down to my drawers and do my swimming stuff. You know, it's cool. But how much am I going to use it, really? I don't know. I'm not trying to project this on you guys, by the way. I'm just sharing. Let's see. You need maybe 5 mog really, leveling, rating, PvP, civilian, and 1 for a home. How does it screw you over as an RPer? Okay, can't you do a roulette together and save it to the first free slot and then delete the save free slot next day and you still have 2 free slots? Let me reread that. Can't you do a roulette together and save it to the first free slot and then delete the save free slot next day when we still have 2 free slots? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Papillion. If Blizzard wants to keep the price on the transmog slots, make it warbound. Sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I think they should just be cheaper. Yeah, I mostly think they should be cheaper. I know I'm only speaking for myself and my own point of view when I feel challenged thinking, okay, if I have like 20 alts, am I really going to, you know, how much do I want to set up outfits, 20 outfits for each one of my alts? Probably not. You know, for the cost of for the cost of doing one transmog plate thing, I can buy 5 slots. And I feel, this is just me, I feel like 5 is enough. I'm surprised that it even goes that high, actually. I'm surprised that it even goes that high. But, you know, I guess they just want it to be that high for, like, those edge case scenarios, and the 100,000 gold cost, I think that's an edge case scenario. But I also think they should just knock a whole ass digit off of the cost. So instead of like a total of 800,000 gold, it could be like a total of 80,000 gold or something, you know, something between that, but mostly on the lower end. Because, yeah, people may want to multiply that by however many number of their favorite characters they have. Or the scaling should be better or something like that. But overall, you know, just make it a little bit cheaper. To suggest that, hey, they should make it a warbound thing too, that's a fair take. But I do wonder, like, the implementation, is that something that is gonna be too much to do to make it for live? I want to say no. But I also think the easier solution is, well, if they just drop the cost, you know, to a fraction of it, then that would kind of hit the same intent as well. So for me, I just want all the transmog stuff to be a bit cheaper. With all the gold sinks and housing, this is starting to look like an expensive expansion. I feel like, and I said this, I was talking about this yesterday. Housing is a new thing. It's not like, hey, look, it's dungeons, but now dungeons last forever. You know, that's a new thing, but it's something that already exists. Or like, hey, there's like more mounts and more pets and more transmog. Like, it's the same. It's like the same thing. Housing is new. It's an untested market, and it's hard to predict like how players are going to really react to it. From a profession standpoint to, you know, how many people are going to be going out to farm stuff and all that. You know, people are excited about it. And some people there are absolutely going to like do nothing but housing things, and they'll only play the game enough to unlock more decor so that way they can buy more of it, you know, through whatever method. But their end game is housing. And, you know, it's something to be respected and all that. But I see it as like this entirely separate thing, and not something that will just kind of overlap with what we normally do, as if housing was free. There's gonna be friction, because if it didn't feel like that, then it would kind of diminish. It would kind of sort of diminish housing as a reward, I think. By the way, thanks to Evan for the Prime. Thank you, dude. If I use an outfit slot to have a helmet off version of my set, it only sets me back 100,000. I think you typoed, Hanoi. 100,000 gold. What? People care about spending for housing for a long while before worrying about transmog. I mean, people will invest into their first couple of sets and just kind of like leave it at that for a while, and like that's it. You know, obviously people are gonna, you know, even when I was looking at the reactions, I'm like, oh, people, this is gonna suck up all the oxygen. No way. People are gonna do nothing but talk about like the pricing of stuff. I can't really talk about anything else. Oh, this sucks. But oh well. That's kind of how that goes. Is this a new axe? No, this is just some rando axe that I wanted to point out cost 1,333 gold to transmog to. Can you correct this? Because we have a whole, it'll cost 100,000 gold to change your weapon helmet mod going on here, and they won't listen to me. It's going to cost about 4,000 for a whole set. Does that help? Like, the weapon here is 1,300 gold, which is like pretty shit, you know. The helmet right here, I'm gonna add the helmet. That's gonna bring it up to 1778. The costs are slightly variable, I think. I don't know the exact math, but you're looking at 4 grand to transmog like every slot. Not 100. That is false. Oh, and I should clarify too. It's gonna cost 4,000 to set that wardrobe. right? It's gonna, so these are new outfits. These are blank. Nothing is done here. So if I wanted to change every slot, it's gonna be about 4,000 something gold to seal this outfit, right? Now, if I want to change a thing on this outfit, if I want to edit it, then I'm doing an a la carte kind of edit. So let's pretend that everything is done here and I just want to change, you know, these pants. I want to change my drawings to something else. Okay, cool. That's going to cost 444 gold to change that one slot in the existing plate. Still ludicrous, but not 100,000 gold. Who got 100,000 gold? How crazy. They do need to see how we're going to get the most to find out the housing before they decide how to adjust it. They will adjust. Look, like, you know, talking about the whole honor bound token thing, you know, from BFA, I totally feel like they're going to either make another small adjustment, which might happen, but I really think they should do something about like the income, because the income that we get from it, it's fairly limited, and that kind of sucks. But post BFA, not as worried about it, because those currencies are like super plentiful and you can farm them from all sorts of different things. So I'm talking about anima, I'm talking about Dragon Isles resources, resonant crystals and that sort of stuff. Like those are easy to get from all sorts of places. But it's some of the older content and the older activities that they're tied to, I think they should get a look at. Is plate still the most costly armor type to Transmog? That's actually a myth, me myself. It's all based on item level. It's not based on armor type. Are there free sets? Because I'm just not gonna do mob because I'm not into it that much anyway. No. Well, okay. So these two outfits, these come right away. You still need to set them up though. So if you want to like do like the whole custom set thing, then it's going to cost like this much. So like under this hypothetical, it's going to cost like 3 grand. If I wanted to do like this whole set and then including the weapon, it's going to cost that much more. So these many slots will cost about 3,000 gold. Woohoo, right? The old functionality of saving predetermined transmog sets is not going to win, and you can still do that for free. The new outfit slots are only used for the situation system. That's not entirely true. So you'll have to help me. I might be, so maybe I'm wrong, but let's kind of like review this. The old transmog system is just gone. You can't do it anymore. As far as I know, I'm stuck with only being able to edit outfits. I think. I think I am. Yeah. When this outfit is applied items in the slot will use her native appearance. No, that's not it. When this outfit is applied, yeah, I don't think that's a thing. Anyway. You just got off that site that Hanoi posted. I didn't see a site posted. I need to spend 100k to unlock the privilege to have a helmet off outfit. Got what? What are you talking about, dude? That's like wrong. Yeah, at least get your numbers right, dude. If you think it's extreme, I suggest you send feedback about it to Blizzard rather than try to make everyone in the chat agree with you. That okay. I suppose the millions of gold I have make it seem like it's not that big of a deal. It might not be, you know. Some people are just rich. I get that. Maybe people who set up these prices, they're like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, they're like the 1%. They're the 1%. Oh yeah, like bananas, they're just like anyone can buy bananas. So what, like $5 a banana? Sure, that's easy. That's very affordable. And then the rest of us are like, are you fucking stupid? How out of touch are you? You know? I like the idea of being able to see what people have done by what they're wearing. Uh, purchasing that. Okay, I know that article. I made a video on it. I didn't have the total costs of like how much every slot cost. I was almost there, but then I just kind of stopped. I'm like, oh, okay, it stops at 100,000 gold. Fuck it, I'm just gonna make a video now. But yeah, like I don't. Is this Wowhead being Wowhead again? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, so the old functionality of some predetermined slots is not going away and is still set to do that for free. So here's what I'm talking about. They are talking about this. These are your custom sets that you have already set up yourself. So if you think of like that one menu where you can like create sets and whatnot, that's going to be imported here into custom sets, and then you can create your own custom set for like this thing here. Now, okay, let's put this into practice. Actually, let's put this into practice, because if that is the correction, that will help. So let me switch to, where's the good character with stuff? This is the good character with stuff. Okay, so let's see if we can let's illuminate. Okay, because we might have something, but I have a feeling that it's still going to be like the costs are still going to be what we think. So here I am at Rockhead's house still. Haha. Gonna open the Transmog menu. Here is my beautiful character. Oh god, does Blizzmove work with this yet? I don't think it does. Nope, doesn't work with it yet. Okay, so here's the Transmog, nice and at least visible for everyone. I have 2 outfits set up. Do I have gold to get more? Okay, if I need to, I can get more. So I have 2 outfits. I'm going to set up 1 outfit, and for the sake of doing it, I'm going to make this the outfit. So here's my outfit, and I will change my tabard into something cool. So now I have all this, and the cost is 3,000 gold. Oh, no. I want to change my weapon as well. Okay, there we go. So this is the total cost of changing all my slots right now. And for 4,500 gold. Whether I do this with slot 1 or slot 20, it's always going to cost this much to change every slot at once. Ta-da! So now I have it. And then this one, for the sake of having something different, I will set up a different set of appearances, and there we go. Okay, this thing doesn't even like change everything, but whatever. I'll just actually I should change every slot too. So let me make sure all this stuff changes to something else, because I just want to make sure that you know, just for the comparison, we're always changing into like something totally different. So all right. So now, okay, here's outfit 1. There's a short cooldown, and then here is outfit 2, where if we wanted to like change to these things. Okay, cool. So with these set up, and I'm currently wearing outfit 2 right now. If I want to change this and use my custom sets, which I have right here, what happens? I will click this, and all it really does is just pull from the it just pulls from, you know, what gear that I have. PTRs, or it's beta because it's all fucked up. It just pulls what I have, and it will still apply the same costs. So it's not, yeah. So Wowheads, what they're saying here isn't entirely correct. You can still save these sets, but if you want to apply them, then you're gonna throw down. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. They want housing to be accessible and approachable to everyone to get started. Compare that to someone who wants 18 outfit slots isn't quite the same thing. The new Transmog system is also approachable for everyone to get started with a few outfit slots. I disagree. Well, okay, I mostly agree, Frostbound, but new players are going to spend like a crap ton of gold to change their initial set with just trying it out. So a brand new player, they're not going to have that kind of income. But they don't, because they don't know what the fuck to do. You know, they're just kind of like leveling and exploring like some of the options. And so if they happen to run into the Transmog vendor, they're like, holy shit, this is a lot. I just feel like it's too high. Cut it in half or something like that, and that'll do it. As for the slots, I don't know. I feel removed from that because I'm not the type who's going to use 20 outfits anyway. And I don't think I can really jump into those shoes to give like to give a good personal take on it. I mean, I guess by principle it should be cheaper, but I don't really have any basis to say that other than it should be cheaper because raw, whatever. So hopefully that clears things up, you know, and yeah. Bum bum. I'm just running someone to make a video and call out WoW had unstock of integrity and slight information post lately. It had been wrong so many times lately. Yeah, I think it's just not worded well. You know how we like to call out WoW forums or blue posts and whatnot. Oh, they didn't make it clear and blah blah blah. That's the problem with a fan site. You know, when people use a fan site as an authority, you know, people will look at the headlines and all that stuff. I mean, the headline is not inaccurate. Purchase and outfit slots are not account wide. All 20 slots will cost about 8,000 gold. But yeah, the red box, that's the whole custom sets thing. That is incorrect, or at least it's not worded very well. You know what I mean? Okay, what's this Hanoi guy saying? Okay, so he says you need to take up extra complete outfit slots to have variants of your outfit, like have a helmet off, cloak version of your outfit. Also for every RP offhand, like carrots or buckets or torches. These outfit varieties can snowball really fast, where you had like 3 items in your bag. On top, to unlock the system, you spent up to 800 gold. That's way more expensive to equip a torch than right now. Okay, let's play with this. So, okay, let's pretend. Let's make up a set. I'm going to go back to this set right here, and I'm going to remove the tabard because that looks trash. And I'm just gonna go with like, actually, let's make a proper look, okay? Since we're doing some experimentating, all right? I'm not even doing professions yet. Oh, I don't even have a lot of stuff here, but okay. So I guess this is fine, all right? So here's my outfit. Costs us 666 gold. So what if I just want to change my my weapons? That's it. What if I just want to change my weapons? Let's figure out how to do that, because I'm not sure how to do it myself. All right, let's figure this out together, so that way I can avoid having to basically. So what I don't want to do is have to do this again. I don't want to make a whole last set. I just want to change the weapons. That's it. Only the weapons. For example, you know, can I do that? I'm sure I can do it somehow. We just need to figure it out. Just need to figure it out. So outfit 1 has this thing set, and I know it has something to do with these boxes. These two buttons here will be able to create the kind of thing that we want to do. I just don't know how. So maybe let me make a thing. So no helmet. I just want to, we'll have that here, and then we'll see how this works. Yeah, I know it has something to do with the ignore slot, but I'm kind of teaching myself, and I'm going to put you through the horror show of me kind of trying this out to see like what happens. So if I were to take this, and I set this to hidden, and then everything else here was set to ignore slot, and then I save. And I just did that. So all I did was change the helmet. 400 gold, right? So now, I'm gonna switch between outfit 1 and no helmet. Never mind situations right now. So here I am in outfit 1. I have my thing here, and then I want to switch to just no helmet. So now all it did was remove my helmet. So I didn't have to set up a whole last set for that. Now let's do another control. I'm annoyed that I have to get onto my mount to do these edits. Then again, I just need to get onto my mounts that I can get on anywhere. And I don't need to go to a Transmog person to do this, because I ain't broke, buddy. All right, so let me switch to outfit 2, and I'll make outfit 2 another like complete thing. So it's gonna look like this, but hopefully prettier. There we go. So setting this up, that cost like that much gold. What to do? So now, let me put outfit 2 here. Okay, we will dismount. Here I am in outfit 1. Hey, look at me, I look like this. Okay, cool. Then outfit 2 looks like this. Now outfit 3, I think, just take off my helmet. Boop. Cool, I only took off my helmet. So now when I switch back to outfit 2, helmet goes back on. Excellent. So, and that cost nothing, right? That didn't cost anything, did it? So those edits seem to be like cool. So if I have like the master outfit, you know, this is my king shit. This is my everyday thing. But if I wanted to, you know, like these kinds, you know, this kind of edits just makes it so I don't need to, you know, I could just remove certain stuff. Or if I would just wanted to change it into like into a certain thing. So let's try this again. So let's go away from that, and we'll just see how it works with something like this. So again, 400 something gold. I throw down. What outfit 3 does is basically modify the last outfit I was wearing. Does that make sense? It modifies the last thing I was wearing to where it just changes the helmet. So here I am going to go to outfit 1. Here I am. Hi, look at me. I'm so fancy. And then outfit 3, I just change the helmet. Cool. It's still expensive to do like a single change though. You know what I mean? That's why I still think like the a la carte thing, like thing that should be looked at. So one outfit slot to remove my helmet on any. Yeah, so basically remove helmet. But does that make sense? I hope so. This is why testing is a fun idea. You know, so we can like understand stuff. Again, though, I still think the costs are like a lot. Sounds like they need to bring back taller headgear, but then, you know, I'm using the helmet as an example. You know, we could always do the same thing with like weapons and what have you. So if I wanted to, so let's do some more practical testing. So let's say I just want to change my weapon and shield thing. Oops, wrong. My mount button. So if I want to just change the weapon and shield, then I'll make another thing. So here, so these are set to ignore slot right now. Right, so this is just the selection. So this just ignores the slot, and then this one, when this outfit is applied to items in the slot, will use their native appearance. So, this is kind of like the try out new things button, right? So you know when I was talking about, hey, if I just want to try out this weapon, then this really sucks. So what if there was like a certain outfit where, you know, I only really care about swapping out the weapons, And so I just set these to always show equipped gear, right? So I will take this slot and show equipped gear, and I'll take this slot and show equipped gear. And now it shows what I'm actually using. So this is effectively the, hey, I just want to try this thing out kind of thing. And that cost me nothing to set up because I'm effectively just clearing the transmog. Does that make sense? I hope so. Kind of, sort of. Definitely ask things, because I know that this is that these are complicated, and in my initial feedback, I didn't bring these up. I still think it's a lot. just want to make that clear. I still think the a la carte changes are a lot, but I think this tool is really, really powerful. It's really, really powerful. Doesn't it cost like 5,000 to change an outfit from the custom sets though? That seems very high. I think I just demonstrated it doesn't have to be. Like if you're doing just a la carte changes, okay, cool. So now I have like these things. I have these two buttons. I have no helmet and like the weapon thing. So let's see what kind of weirdness happens now. So here I am in this set. Okay. So now if let's say a new weapon drops. Ooh, cool. I got a new sword or something like that. Let me see how it looks. Now I can just switch. Now I just put on the weapon button, and it's going to undo. It basically undoes the transmog. And so now I'll look at my new weapon and shield. No cost. I didn't have to do anything because I set up an outfit that reveals everything. So I can set up an outfit that just undoes all my transmog too. Yeah, show me the chaos. Wow, look, my grand reveal. So something like that can work too. How does clearing a slot help with purely cosmetic transmog pieces though? There's no actual weapon or item to equip. I'm not quite sure what you mean myself. But no, it doesn't. It does cost up to 5,000, up to 4,500 or so gold to edit an entire set. But there are things you can do to mess around with it. It does involve using some slots to do it, but compared to just the current transmog changes a la carte, it's pretty cheap. So let me do one more, and we'll cap out at 1,000 gold for now. And I don't know what to have this as. So I don't know what I'm going to use this for. But what other examples can I do? I think I did a lot of them. So I think we now understand what the ignore slot does. We know what the show equipped gear does for the most part. I hope, because I think I'm confusing myself now. Yeah, so all these are just set. So by default, it's set to be ignore slot. Okay. When you buy a weapon from the trading post, you don't get an actual weapon, you only get the appearance. That's what I meant. So how does clearing a slot help with purely cosmetic transmog pieces, though? There's no actual weapon or item to equip. Oh, okay, I got that one. Okay, I do get that. Yeah. So in that case, it doesn't. Then you're like, uh-oh, right? Excuse me. But I'm mostly talking about that's the also very likely situation of, hey, I found a new weapon and this seems kind of cool. I want to wear it. You know, the likelihood of getting a new transmog from anywhere else is greater than getting a new weapon from the trading post because there are more of those things. Now, the other thing too is you might get some other transmog appearances that just come from other characters because you just learned it from a different source. Like, hey, I got this warbound gear and I just happened to learn the appearance, you know, so you don't really get that chance to try it out. So that part kind of sucks. So I keep falling back to the a la carte changes are still too expensive. They need to, they just need to be better. So I'm right there with you guys. Bum, 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 bum. Professions. Yes, professions. I love professions. We'll get into it a bit. But did I mostly answer everyone's questions on the transmog stuff? I know I didn't even touch situations. Because this is like not a programming language, but there's a lot of conditions you can set up, and it's easy to like screw up on. That's for sure. All right. Cool. So I think we're good for now. Until next time. Aaron came for just slots. It's crazy, MO. I guess I agree. I just know that I'm not going to use that many, you know. So for the people who, for the actual target audience, I'm interested to hear what they have to say. Like, hey, it's going to cost $1 million gold to set up all your slots, and then those people will be like, well, I've spent worse on like shitty ass, like some rando piece that cost 250,000 gold for me to get. So whatever, you know. Or the people who are like, well, that was like my tier, you know, I spent more getting all my tier 2 set pieces or something like that. So I don't know what that perspective is, to be perfectly honest. Switching to this one. That's it. Jump the Alucard to a less painful level and be fun. Yeah, that's mostly my thing. And I think it kind of speaks to the rest of the feature that everything else is being well received. It's just the cost, you know. And because there's such a big spotlight on it right now, like I'll keep that up too. I'll talk shit about it on the weekly this Saturday, and you know, we'll see if anything changes from that. So I went over some professions. I went over BS engineering. I went through scribes and alchs. Let me hop back on it real quick so I can take another look at things. I've just been taking a lot of notes and studying and figuring things out. I think for the biggest thing, I think, is I want to teach people how to get into the mindset of making distinctions of like, okay, I want to craft this way or I want to craft this way. Because I think people are too stuck in the whole completionist mindset, and they end up having a miserable experience when they don't need to. Or at least it can be a lot less painful if they not. It sucks because it's like there's a right and wrong way to do it, and most of it is in your head. I don't know. What's up, Panda? The items we get for achievements in the house, how can we get multiples of? I'm not on a character that can access the. I don't think I can access it. Can I? So things that we don't have, they should, because I don't think that it's up right now. But I think at some point what they want to do is add the sources here, and it'll just tell you where to go. So if there's a thing that you want and you want more of it, then you can do that. So like in this case, like if I want more of this, okay, so here we go. Here's a good example. It shows you where to get everything. And then you can shift click to track it, and it'll show you the person who is all the way over here in Val'sharah. So have fun. Get going. That's all. So professions have gotten slightly less messy, I heard. Tell us. Have they gotten less messy? Honestly, they feel sort of similar. It's just, yeah, they feel kind of similar. So I don't know. People freak out about costs in a way that's hard for me to understand. MMO, if you enjoy MMOs, you probably also enjoy earning things and building your collection over time. Half the job of MMOs is the self-expression of choosing what matters. You know, I think Ano or Uno. I'll go with Ano. Sorry. I think of like the old school mindset. You know, the early 2000s MMOs where things just took forever. Things that these days people would be like, oh my god, time gating on like everything. You know, everything just took a really long time. And I think thanks to the internet and thanks to just how fast people are and thanks to us getting older as well, you know, a lot of folks have become less patient about things. And not just, you know, it's an oversimplification to say, oh, just people want their dopamine fix and blah, blah, blah. But I think overall people are just a little bit less patient these days. Maybe more than a little bit less patient. Okay, so let's talk about blacksmithing. Blacksmithing actually is very easy to talk about because very little has changed. It's very simple. It's very easy to jump into. The specializations haven't changed too much, except they took out the active buff of the ever-burning forge. Like that's not a thing anymore, and now it's just kind of like this. It's just not a thing. But what they did do instead, they created an entirely like separate thing for mostly alloys. So like here's like the alloy smithing separated into its own spot, but then they also have some of the other crafting stats, ingenuity, resourcefulness, they're contained here as well, which is mostly fine. It's mostly okay. The bread and butter though has always been like armor smithing or weapon smithing, and honestly nothing's changed. The only small change actually is that weapon stones are here in the weaponsmithing specialization, and that's kind of it. But otherwise, the approach here hasn't changed, really. Yeah, so these are like accessories. Sorry, this is toolsmithing. That became like kind of a separate tree. So they kind of made further distinctions between toolsmithing and alloy crafting. To make that, I guess, a little bit cleaner, to make more, like I said, distinct specializations between the four schools. But that was kind of it. You know, as for like new stuff, not as exciting as I'd like. But one interesting thing to point out is decor. So here, yeah. So this part's interesting. So maybe because it's blacksmithing. People are expected to just finish off their leveling by making like gear through crafting orders or through the patron order system, because that's you know, that's already like visible and like that's already a thing. So the leveling, not too worried about. It's engineering that's like the interesting one in weird ways. So with engineering, you can earn a whole bunch of stuff, and you through recycling. That's like a very big deal. But in order to recycle, you need something to recycle. So engineers are going to in this expansion, unlike, well, I think alchemists are still going to kind of play a part, but engineers, they're going to take all the crap that no one wants. So like all the missives that people are making from leveling, and just other like low like cheap stuff, they're gonna slurp it all up and turn it into materials and hopefully make something slightly better. That's kind of like the basis of where that comes from, and you learn a ton of stuff through like this whole recycling thing. So we're going to find, I don't know if we're gonna find ourselves with much cleaner auction houses, because people are gonna slurp up like whatever's there, which can help to keep like the prices of even unwanted goods kind of high, because engineers might be picking up on these. But there's a lot more to there's going to be a lot more to look at. Like I'll do breakdowns of like each profession just like I did before, but again I want to do like one main video where I want to get most of my other talks out of the way, where I talk about, okay, specializations and things like that. Like here's the value of that, and here's what you can do to keep yourself sane. And then just like last time, when I do get into each profession, I'm gonna skip a lot of what I'm just gonna refer back to this other video for this stuff, because I don't want to make another half-hour video or something like that. And we'll just get right into like the nitty-gritty of stuff. That's what I usually try to do. So anyway, I wanted to point out with engineering, so I got to like level 70 something or other. But one thing that I noticed is that house decor, well, this one does continue giving levels, and I'm not quite sure how many levels it can ultimately give me. Maybe it'll take me all the way to 100, maybe not. But I did find that interesting, that I can use decor to get all the way to the top, but I don't think that's going to be the same for all the other professions. Like, it's not for blacksmithing, but I still need to look into like the others as well. We had recycling as this expansion, but it was only for the mount. Yeah, it was only for the mounts, and people like sold stuff. But in this case, with recycling, it's going to be the bread and butter of what we do. But yeah, we'll be able to take all sorts of garbage, like notably like the missives that people aren't going to make. That's going to be a big one. There's like sigils even that I guess people are going to make multiples of. And then engineers are probably also going to cannibalize the things that they make on their own as well, if they are able to like mass produce stuff. So I really do enjoy your content because I'm positive about everything. It's funny though, because it's like, you know, I'm also like, oh, this thing sucks, but you know, but I'm also not going to, clearly this is the Microsoft Activision cabal that's doing this, and if it wasn't for them and something fruit sexual assault, do the devs even play this game? You know, sorry, I'm not even good at making fun of that most of the time. Are blacksmiths able to repair their own gear still? Yep. That's why they're the best. Being a blacksmith is like a fantastic moneymaker. Okay, not even a moneymaker, but just like a gold saver. Oh man, when I hear the guild talk about like, oh, can someone drop a Jeeves, and then I hear someone else be like, dude, I only dropped it like 3 pulls ago. Why didn't you repair it before? Meanwhile, I'm like, kank. I'm even doing it like during like the countdown. I'm like, oh, let me make sure this weapon gets like fixed or whatever. Because yeah, I saved. I'm sure I saved at least 100,000 gold on repairs with just the one character, you know, because because I'll do like stupid shit, or I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna, well, okay, you don't want to just like do a spirit res, you know, because that's gonna break all of your gear, not just the stuff on your character, but like the stuff that's in your bag too, and then that's a big pain in the ass. But anyway, did you see Tally use ChatGPT to generate a complaint about beta? No, I didn't see that. I'm not gonna fuel that. As far as I'm concerned, like, see, it kind of sucks because like I'm not, you know, I'm not a fan of AI stuff, but like you go anywhere and, you know, you go to any search engine and they're all going to automatically generate AI stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do that. You know, I feel like I'm fucking with the environment or some shit like that. You know, but then they do that to like justify, oh, look how many people are using AI stuff. I'm like, no, it's because you're like fucking shoving that down our throats. But anyway, let me go to Alchemy, because Alchemy is, at least at the moment, it's what I'm paying a lot of attention to because I want to make gold. Bubble ship technology, I like that. That's part of being a tank and a blacksmith, or you know, just being a raider. But yeah, you know, tanks obviously they wear down their gear faster than others. That's where that myth from earlier that someone brought up, that oh, what plate wearers, they pay more for their repairs. No, they just get their face bashed in a lot more, because at least back then, you know, warriors were the tanks and everyone else just kind of like sat there. But no, you know, repair costs have always been based on item level. That never changed. Well, okay, if it was like that, then that changed a really, really long time ago. Okay, so Alchemy. What were my initial thoughts on Alchemy so far? So far, they were good, but they're broken because I cannot recycle flasks or potions, so I couldn't really get far. Most of my attention was directed to like this wondrous synergist. This is a required reagent in order to make, I believe, flasks. So I wonder like how viable this reagent is going to be, because I have a feeling that a lot of folks are going to make a whole bunch of alchemy alts just to make this item so that they can sell it as like a daily cooldown sort of thing. But hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. So the objective here is, now because this is the reagent, there's only 2 ranks, right? There's only 2 ranks of this thing. And so the idea is spec for transmute. Spec for transmute, learn this recipe, and then use concentration to just make 1 and then sell it. That's it. So, I'll have, I'll talk specifics at some point when we get around to it. But, it's still also like too early to just say like, oh, this is the strat, because we don't know what's going to happen between now and February, March or so. But that might be my goal. Because I like the whole, hey, I'm going to log in to like one of my many alts, pop a thing, sell it, cool, good to go. It's kind of it feels like that might be easy goal. I'm on the beta. And we're drinking. Woohoo. Might be a stupid question, but the new modes, are they only obtainable from gathering herbs and ores, or can you get them from other professions? What's it called? The alchemists, they can do a transmute, but it kind of sucks right now. Right now it's 10 motes for one of, or it's 10 motes for one of something else. I'm like, that sucks. that's terrible, dude. Like, and I think I maxed out most of the stats here, because I wanted to just kind of like see what the max multicraft is before tools and all that other stuff. But yeah, it kind of sucks. Now, this is a there's no cooldown on this, but still, like 10-1, that suggests like the economy needs to be like really, really bad to make this even remotely viable. So I would hope that it would be like, I guess what they can do, it's just an idea, if they did this from, if actually they made this a 1-to-1, then that would be a way of regulating the prices to something that is consistently stable, or people would be relying on their stats to create higher level stuff, or to make a profit off of whatever their procs are. You know what I mean? But for it to be like a 10-to-1, that just doesn't work. Do alchemists still have thaumaturgy? No, it's gone. Sorry. I'm not doing it. I like thaumaturgy. It made me so much money. I coasted the entire expansion with just in just like the first like couple weeks, thanks to the thaumaturgy. But yeah, that's going away. Now, as for sustained gold, I think that Wondrous Synergist is the path to take. It's controlled, but you can have alts that can do this as well. I feel like my strategy with what we're seeing so far is I would just make an alt. I wouldn't bother with tools. I wouldn't bother with any of that stuff. I would use concentration, and then I would scale production with alts. That's it. That's that. And then I would just sell a bunch of these like every day, and slowly I would want to level up their skills so that they can have like more charges, because you start off with just one, and it takes, and I don't know what the cooldown is. Honestly, this cooldown is always like kind of deceptive, but you start off with 1, it can go up to 4, and I would just do that with a bunch of alts and sell a bunch of those, because here, let me double check. That's right, it's also part of decor. Haha. And you need a lot. You need 4 of these motherfuckers. So but it can be a low quality one too. So you need 4 wondrous things to make a decor, to make an alchemy decor. You also need it for cauldrons, and that's not a big deal. So it's mostly the cauldrons. So it might not be that big of a gold maker, but you do need 4. That's kind of a lot. Yeah. And people will probably want to have like the high quality one too, unless they don't. And then some of this other stuff I don't quite understand or know what it is yet. So this is like the rare herb. This cost looks like it's almost final, but maybe not. But one of these other things too. So this is, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Okay, okay, that's just the core stuff. What other transmutes are there really? So there's this stuff, which, So here I'm taking enchanting dust or fur and hide. Crafted by players with a leatherworking skill, can be bought or sold with. Okay, so I can take whatever. So this is kind of like, it's kind of like thaumaturgy, but not really. So herbs, rocks, gems. So I'm able to take these, but only like certain things. And even then, it's not like the same thing. It's not like, so it's not like thaumaturgy where I can eventually take like herbs and turn it into rocks or whatever. It's only taking certain kinds of materials. So in this case, it's only taking enchanting mats. It's only taking like certain fur and hide. And this, it's only taking fish. That's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna touch that shit. It's just gonna be like herbs and ore that I'll be messing with. So not leather. Am I missing anything? Nope, not missing anything. I hope they add something for no, they're not gonna add a box of leather. You know why? Because no one gives a shit about leather. Sorry guys. Sorry, Skinner people. But I guess that's a good thing too, because leather workers will be like, no, God, or I'm sorry, Skinners will be like, no, please, no more additional sources of skins. We're already flooding the market with that stuff. No, there wouldn't be a value in trying to make skins or whatever. Maybe meats or fish, something like that. That'd be kind of cool. So this is like what do people say these days? What is that online store with the Chinese goods that are like really cheap? Tubas. Nope. Temu, thank you. God, man. I shopped there twice, right? I wanted to get a dish soap. I'm sorry. No. It was a one of those like sticky racks that you put onto the side of the sink so you can put your sponges and stuff, and a floor brush. And I think together it cost me like $6 or something like that. I was like, okay, that's cool. Works just fine. Happy customer. No, not Wayfair. No, it was Temu. So yeah, this is a Temu thaumaturgy. There we go. But not really. We've seen stuff like this in Alchemy before. I don't know if it had a cooldown on it though. But this clearly does not have a cooldown on it. We'll see if that sticks. Because with thaumaturgy being a thing, we've clearly seen this kind of process that players can take, where they can take like otherwise cheap stuff and turn it into something that's hopefully better if the price is good. So they're maintaining something like that as long as there's no cooldown. If there is a cooldown on it, or if there's charges, then people are going to make choices, and the choice is probably going to take this over these, and these will just never be used. So my prediction is that these will stay as is. They won't have a cooldown on them, and it'll just help to maintain some of those prices. I'm sure that at the start it's not going to be a thing, because no one's going to touch dust. People aren't going to do that, but they're probably going to hit these for sure, which might help leatherworkers. I'm sorry, which might help Skinners, because it's going to make these things constantly desirable, which is good, right? Skinners, yay. Okay, so anyway, as for the rest of Alchemy, it looks like normal shit. I didn't look too much at the specializations though. They moved away from herbs and they stuck with schools of stuff. So, you know, stuff. So in this case, so like with potions, you have light potions and void potions. And then you know, if you just want to focus on the potion that you like, then cool. Focus on the potion that you like. Yeah, so in this case, so void potions, they have their own like multi-craft procs and whatnot. These things will also have their own multi-craft procs, and then this is like the overarching thing that gives you the skill towards everything. And then flasks are a separate thing. So what you'll find here is War Within Alchemy, my opinion. War Within Alchemy, you were able, it took you a while to master one profession, and I'm talking about between flasks and potions. It took you a long time to master one of them, but as soon as you mastered the other one, it was just like a quick hop step to master the other thing, because most of what you needed to learn, or most of your skill, was put into mastering the herbs, which covered like everything. Here they're kind of going back to the Dragonflight style, where if you want to be a potion master, cool, you're gonna be stuck being a potion master. You're gonna invest into all these points if you wanted to do that. Then you go into flask, and then you kind of start over again. So I don't know if that's good, but this is just kind of the change that I'm pointing out. And then transmutes are still like, it's a smaller tree as it's always been, but still something if people want to focus on that first and stay there, then they can just stay there. So yeah, that's fine, lo-fi. Like, and these days with the WoW is sending the message with all their different events and leveling boosts and all this other stuff that, yeah, dude, have alts, just fucking go at it. You know, that'll get you, that'll keep you subbed, haha, whatever. And so people can just go that route. You know, I have philosophical thoughts on it. I feel like, oh, you know, I feel like I have, you know, I've always had just alts that kind of serve my main for the most part, but now it really feels like Blizzard is going all in with, you know what, screw it, let's, you know, just have all these throwaway tunes. You can call them scribalk for all we care, and they can just, like, you know, serve your needs. But if you want to do that, cool, go ahead. Sure, you know, if people want to do that. Let me go back to the engineer really quick, because I want to point out some weirdness. Okay, it's not that weird, but you know, it's kind of this is kind of running parallel to the changes for alchemy. How, you know, like I said, you need to master either potions or flasks. So with engineers, one kind of nerf that they did, yeah, no, it's a nerf, it's not even kind of, if you want to master tools, they went with a kind of different approach here. So as soon as you can start learning specializations, and for some reason, I don't know if this is a bug or not, we can specialize for stuff like right away. Almost. Yeah, we can start specializations like almost, you know, we don't need to level to 25 for it. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing. But in this tree, this is where you can learn all the different kinds of toolsmithing for engineers. You can go down a tree all the way with no points invested, but then you're kind of like stuck there. So you got to make a choice. You want to go fishing rods, you want to go tailoring tools, jewelcrafting, engineering, yada yada yada. Cool. You're going to, you know, deal with that. And so the mindset from that sort of person is like, okay, I'm going to put in so many points, try to master it, and then move on to the next thing. So from here, it's going to be a question like, what does this engineer person want to do? If they want to be able to try and make money off of making tools for others, then they would need to at least put enough points into these specializations to where they can at least, they're going to spec wide. There we go. I should think of terms. All right, I should try to be consistent with like the terms that I use when I start making these videos. So if people want to spec wide, that might be the smarter play. So that way they can cover everything, but then they'll just be subject to like, okay, cool, I can do like one craft a day for a person as long as they're providing like the best materials, and then then I'm done for the day, and then maybe I'll come back and I'll do it again if someone happens to be on, something like that, or if they're just making it for themselves. If they're just making if they're just making tools for themselves or their alts, yeah, spec wide, make their own crafting orders, and then use concentration to like make the things that they can when they can. So it's an easy, smart play. But I wouldn't recommend someone making like 6 alts. You know, I don't recommend the same thing as like the alchemist with the potions or flasks. Like, don't make a bunch of alts just for like the different kinds of toolsmithing. I don't really advise that. Although on the other hand, maybe a blacksmith would be a good idea if you wanted to cover that sort of thing. But then there's kind of that drawback too, because if you're a blacksmith and you're doing armor smithing or weaponsmithing, you have 2 characters. You'll need to manage both, and you'll need to do like your trade chat barking and all that stuff. At least with alchemy, you can just like post stuff on the auction house, and that's very valuable too. Haven't been on to play my main in months, let alone alts. Right on, dude. But it's just how it goes. Okay, so that's all I wanted to point out with this one. Let's actually jump into a new profession that I haven't really seen yet. So let's do JC Enchanting. Too late to all the alts. Like Jewelcrafting might be another one of those things that you might want to have multiple alts for. It's like, okay, this one's going to cover this gem, this one's going to cover that gem, and so on and so forth. Until you spec wide and deep enough. Sexy. Until you spec wide and deep enough that you'll be able to like make a whole bunch of things with one character if you want. And then you can either keep the scale production, make a whole bunch of stuff, or you can just consolidate and stick to one, because now those other characters are just kind of like a diminishing use of your time. You know, that's the thing too. Enchanting and yeah, learn that too. And Jewelcrafting, that's leatherworking. No one does leatherworking. All right, so what do I need? I'm gonna pick up that minerals, JC Enchanting, so skins, alchemy, enchanting, Jewelcrafting. I probably don't need those, but I do need tools. This is a kind of sucky thing. Like, finding the tools here kind of sucks. It makes me really wish that there was like a search tool or something like that. JC Enchanting. Oh, there was a rod somewhere. Okay, so I need that. And then, isn't there a jeweler's kit thing, right? Jeweler's... Okay, that I already had. It's a red box. There we go. Excellent. Channel's on. Hey, what's up, you and fam? Hey, it's Soul. We're doing stuff. We're looking at professions right now. So I'm finally taking a look at like a new profession. I was kind of giving a pep talk about blacksmithing, engineering, alchemy, and one other. No, I totally skipped inscription, didn't I? Oh well. I totally skipped inscription. I'll go back to that. But now I'm just excited to like check out like different stuff in the meantime. So enchanting, Jewelcrafting, So I will open up. Okay, I'm not gonna open up that yet, but I'll do minerals because I know that I'll be like grinding through those. And let's take a quick look at what jewel crafting things are. Okay, so there's gonna be dust. Beautiful. A lot of gems, a lot of gems. Let me grab the ore for now. I'm gonna leave these gems here for now. I want to discover some of these things like for later. So let's start off with jewel crafting. And let's see. At a glance, we got prospecting, we got crushing. We got the different colors. Okay, let's just start with like the usual stuff. So we have things that we can grind include the rank 1 and 2 stuff. I can grind up the rare stuff as well. And let's just I'll do a couple casts at a time. So what did I get? I got red, stones, and stones. Okay, let me just let this run. So I'm getting some blue stuff. A rare thing, stones, and a varietar of gems of each color. I just want to see if there's like a difference between these. So I happen to be getting like this specific rare gem. So let's see like what these others do. So between silver, that was silver I was doing, right? Yeah, silver, tin, and copper. So we'll see what this one does. Well, add-on lets you drag your professional windows, if you don't mind me asking. It's called Blizzmove. Blizzmove. Okay, this one gives me a green stuff. Oh, I got one purple as well. Oh. So I think the odds of certain colors, like, they change with whatever it is that you get. There's a chance that you'll get the other ones, but chances are pretty, but you know, yeah. Do a quick check on this last one, see what we get. So here I'm getting nothing new yet. Yeah, I figured I would get like red ones or something. There's a red one. And then I should get at some point a rare red one, but I'm not seeing those either. Interesting. I did report that you'll get so low gems prospecting. I don't know the perspective yet, so we'll see. So we'll, you know, I've gone through about like a, here, let me go through like 100 or so ore right now. Let's pretend that I'm like a brand new person or whatever. So I think that's enough for that one, and then like a couple more casts here, and then that should be enough right now. So here's like what here's kind of what I'm starting with. Cool. And what's my skill right now? My skill is still at 1. Oh, I don't even get anything for it. Oh, wait, wrong profession. So I got to 15. What can I learn? What can I learn? I can learn quite a bit of stuff. Okay. So this seems normal so far. I can make vials as usual. That's fine. So that's 15. So let's get to 20. I need glimmering gem dust. Fuck. I need to crush things, which means crushing these gems. And then it uses 3 to crush. So what's the crappiest one to crush? Who cares? Okay, so now, so it gave me 3 dusts 3 gem dust each. Go me. So we'll just like go through the process. 21. Oh, that gave me. Oh, that's right. These are giving me like 2 skill ups. Okay, that's cool. Very convenient. So I'll be able to spec pretty quick. Thank God. Okay, so specializations are up. That wasn't so bad. 300 300 of mats or whatever. Okay, so what do we have? We have so this is, that's just ingenuity. So these are just secondary stats. Yeah, that's only secondary stats. I don't care. Here, oh baby, here's the money. So from the okay, so main colors, stats, that's all typical. I'm going to learn this one. Well, let me look at the others. I mostly want to see like I have a feeling that that when I learn this, I'll be able to like start learning stuff right away. You know, I'll be able to just immediately, you know, choose a gem that is like the favorite. So I'll get back to that in a bit. So this one is to make the gear. That's all straightforward. And then finally, okay, this looks different. So this one is the prospecting stuff. What else is happening here? So crushing improvements, prospecting specializations per ore type. Okay. And then finally on this side is probably some more vials. Probably. Optional reagents. I think this is the one for vials, probably. Probably, maybe, hopefully. Okay. That's straightforward. All right, back to the gems. I just want to make sure, sanity check. So I want to learn this one. Cool. And then, yeah, and then I learned this one. Apply changes. I learn a blue gem, and then I'm off to the races. Okay. That's it, right? Cool. I realize you're looking at professions, but if you plan on practicing showing off houses again, I spent last night rebuilding my theater in non-guild space. If you want to check it out later. Ooh. Yeah, I guess I won't mind, at least here in the beta, just adding people to BattleNet, and then we'll like kind of go over stuff. Will I do more housing showcases? I intend to, but professions are like a big bread and butter thing that I do, so I want to like start learning stuff. You know, helping folks like Lee trying to learn professions and trying to help navigate through stuff. That's kind of an important thing that I try to do for the community. I'm not successful all the time, but I want to try and improve each time as well. Okay, so what can I do? Or what else can I do here? So, where is the decor? Decor. Okay, so decor, this one does let me learn more. I think I just want to like level more stuff. I want to see like how long does decor stay relevant for? Or yeah, how long until decor becomes like gray or whatever? And I can't. Oh, that's right. Yeah, how long until decor turns gray or something? How can I add you to give a tour? Should I DM you on Twitter? I think your best bet is to first add me onto BattleNet. So there's my thingy right there. Just go ahead and add it, and then we'll go from there. Why are the gamers mad this time? Mostly the transmog costs that were revealed in the build that came out yesterday. Oh, delicious. Okay. And then can I like teleport? So I can view houses. I can still do that. Okay, cool. Go me. That's enchanting. looking at jewel crafting. So I wanted to just open stuff up, and that's not it. General goods, blah, blah, blah. Wait, I thought I grabbed the whole thing of, yeah, where's that stuff? Something jewel crafting. I thought I picked something up. Enchanting, Midnight General. It's only one. Oh no, tragic. They're gonna be here for a bit then, because I wanna find this out. Well, that sucks. Good going, Liz. Well, I guess we're prospecting then, huh? Anyway. Do you think we're talking about the professions? I know I'm not successful all the time. For some folks, it just doesn't land, and you know, people are they just don't want to get it. They just want press button, get stuff. And I want to try and get people close to that, but you know, there's a certain depth here that that creates this distinction between dedicated crafters and like more casual crafters. But I at least want to provide a path for those people too. So. Okay. Found the bug on Artail. A thing you open for a warrior order hall quest is granting XP. Okay. I'm bad at crafting, so I usually do gathering professions. I think gathering is gonna win more than any other profession in Midnight, honestly. Between people who might want legacy decor, and just in general, like, gathering always wins. It's just a matter of how much winning, you know, versus, you know, relative to other stuff. Because there are more efficient things you can do aside from gathering, but gathering is like, it's always a plus. You know, there's an opportunity cost, but you never lose money, really, gathering. Off subject, but I noticed yesterday you can now shift click to be able to purchase multiple decor. Oh, nice, sweet. They improved on it. Thank fuck. Yeah, because that was kind of a big pain, man. Okay, so I know I'm gonna have to like crush a bunch of stuff too. Oh, here's what I should do. I just want to, because I just want to see the levels. I need spec points, so I don't want to accidentally level. All I want is this. Spec points, baby. Woo woo. So let's master. Oh no, I need to get to 50. Fuck. Okay, so there goes that idea. I guess I need to get to 50 now. Whoa. And thankfully, a lot of these are like staying as, you know, they give you +2 to your skills. So, phew. Are housing items stackable for selling across all servers, or are they server-specific sales? I only did testing from a while back. They were server-specific when I did it. And why am I only making one thing at a time? Actually, it's not making it. Okay. I guess the create all doesn't work. Oh, now it does. Whatever. Whatever, I don't make this game. Alright, so... Oh, I need other stuff. Okay, that's fine. I just need to get to 50. Well, economics now, this is the talk I'm here for. Okay, so now I need more rare stuff. I need moats. Bummer. I can get moats. There are moats in here, I believe. We're getting there, homies. We're getting there. So as a follow-up from yesterday, I tried once again to try out the steel cut oatmeal, and it's still like not crunchy, but it's going so slow. I'm so disappointed by the internet. They lied to me. I'll need to like look up a better way to do the whole overnight oat thing. But then honestly, like all it takes is half an hour. 20 minutes over the stove, stir it up, and then after 20 minutes add a little bit of salt, and then continue stirring until until most of the liquid is gone, and then you're done. That's it. What's my opinion on instant oatmeal? It's fine. It's totally fine. I just like steel cut more. That's all. It's a preference thing. I ain't gonna judge, you know. But yeah, definitely next time, if I'm going to do overnight oats, I'm just going to use the normal, I forgot what they're called, but I'm not going to use steel cut. That was a big fucking mistake. For me, chia seeds are still a mystery even after a night. Nothing really. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, I think I put nothing in there. In the ones that I set up, it's just now I wonder, like it's not in an airtight container. It's in a Tupperware, but it's not super airtight. I don't think that makes a difference though. I'm just sad. I was just really disappointed. I'm like, yo, man. Okay, I need more dust. Oh, actually, no. I'm grinding the wrong thing. Shit. I should be grinding the thing that gives me the purple stuff, right? Which might be that. I'm not sure. Then also nothing happens. Well, the ones that I've used, like those have worked to find. It's just a damn mystery, right? That's what it is. This is just a darn mystery. I have a feeling like just like with, I felt like it with War Within, Jewelcrafting as well. Like you want to have a character that's just you want to have two characters, one person being your prospector, and then the other one is just gonna do whatever. But you gotta have a prospector, and I'm not getting anything here from Refulgent. I'm getting no gems. Lots of stones, baby. Oh, you know what? Because I think Refulgent is just like the common, is like the really common shit. Yeah, because it's white, so I gotta do this one. Duh. So it seems like, does it seem like professions will be better at midnight in the last two expansions? It's hard for me to answer that. I think I'm really out of touch with trying to give an answer to that, Adam, because I'm the one that tries to help people out. I make guides, I do the testing and what have you. So, you know, like the knowledge that I have and the aptitude is like, oh, you know, I can figure it out. Yeah, cool, whatever. But then not everyone else is going to, not everyone else feels that way. And so I'm like doing this whole back and forth, being like, oh no, let me help you figure it out. But then it's still hard. Frankly, I don't think it's changed much. I don't think it's changed much. The way specializations work, the relationships and all that stuff, that much has not changed. It's become a little bit simpler thanks to there being only two kinds of two kinds of gathered materials. Because then now I guess now in people's heads, it'll be easier to make a distinction. Okay, here's the good material, and this good material is going to be used to facilitate high-end crafting orders and for mass production of stuff. So like if I'm an alchemist and I want to make a whole bunch of things, I'm probably going to be more interested in getting high-level herbs, you know, the good herbs. So that way, I can mass produce flasks and potions and what have you. But if I'm just a more casual-ish kind of crafter, then I'm going to use the lower ranked herbs, because I'm going to use concentration to make high-level stuff and sell it on the auction house. Or I'm just making stuff for myself, and I'm just going to use the cheaper materials. So without having 3 kinds of materials, or three qualities of materials, there's just a better distinction to make between what is, like, you know, between the low and high quality herb. Hopefully that makes some sense. I did notice that gear still has 5 ranks. I think we were told that it was only going to have 3, but it looks like it still has 5. But that could be a beta thing, and that might change, so I don't really have too much to comment on that. And am I even getting the right shit? I'm not even sure. I'm getting no... Oh, wait, is that the right thing? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I just need to... So how do I get that? No, that's a flawless one. Okay, that's the gem that I... Flawless. Wait, this is just to make a different kind of gem. Oh, so this is what I'm... So I'm spec'd for... Oh, okay, that's... Never mind that. So Deadly Amethyst is the thing that I did learn, which is this one right here. And that gave me the recipe for the Flawless, right? I'm like mind farting here. Okay, so that's okay. So that's the blue one that I learned. But I'm just... Tenebrous. How do I get that then? Is the recipe wrong? All right, help me out, folks. I don't know if my logic is like... I don't know if my brain broke. I'll need your help here. So this is the Flawless Deadly Amethyst. This is what I specialized for. By going down here, the first thing I get is learn how to make Flawless Deadly Amethyst. Cool. Go back to recipes. Here I am. Here's the recipe. I happen to have a Flawless Tenebrous Amethyst, and I don't know where that came from. Was this just a rare thing that I came up with? Because otherwise, where did I get it? Like, where is this Tenebrous? Yeah, so is this just a rare? So, no, it is just rare. It's a rare thing that I found. Okay. So, I don't know what it came from, though. God damn it. I should have been writing down notes. Because I haven't gotten... Okay, don't I get any amethyst? Because that'll always give me an idea. So I was doing... Which thing was I doing? Well, let's go back to silver. And then let's just make sure, like, of what kind of thing that I'm getting. Because maybe I've just been prospecting the wrong thing. So that's the Amani, that's the blue thing. That's a different one. Okay, so these are popping up. Okay. Okay. Well, whatever the case, probably not a good idea to use to use that as like just a leveling thing. I should just like make like cheap stuff here. Oh, and let me see if there's a training thing too. The Jewelcrafting. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. Woo! Okay, so what else we got? And then there's Jeweler's Jests. Hold the chalice for an extended period of time, possibly long enough to give a stem monologue from your philosophy of the role of facing down. You never... Okay, I gotta see what this is. What is this? And it only costs 2 glass. So glass is kind of valuable, but it also gives like guaranteed levels, so can't be mad about that. Okay, so let me learn this before I forget. This is the prospecting tree. Cool. All right, so I just want to get that out of the way. Okay, what is this thing? Hold the chalice. Ah, so merely an emote. How decadent is that? It's like, yeah, I'm going to spend glittering glass just so I can activate an emote. So I walk, okay, cool. At least I walk around with the thing. Party dudes, yeah! Oh, okay, what if I get in combat? Sorry, I just want to do a quick little sanity check here. All right, am I still using it? Yep, yes I am. And okay. And now, oh no, it went. It just goes away. Oh, so it only works in combat. That's fine. That's weak. Oh well. How do you get red dye? Red dye for like housing stuff? I think the PTR can answer that for it. Oh, does housing work on the PTR? Because that will definitely provide an answer for you. Okay, so let's look at the whole prospecting thing, just so we can like see like. I don't remember the prospecting stuff too well, but I think it's pretty similar to what we saw in Morrowind. So this one happens to be the crushing skill. Sure, what you do. This one will give me just points. Okay, and then I can immediately master one kind of ore or thing to start blasting through. So we'll go with so the copper one. This one just gives you more skills. And we can find an Eversong diamond wall prospecting copper. Eversong diamond wall doing tin. And silver and whatever. So the copper stuff is like that's like the common stuff. Everything else is uncommon. Right? And so some people might want to be interested in like, okay, I want to I want to invest into this, and then I'm just going to do like the cheap stuff in hopes of having the best way of farming up these Eversong diamonds. So I'm sure some people they'll want to do that, because they want to be like a mass prospector person, something like that. PTR hasn't. It was down for 2 weeks. Oh, was it? Oh, I could have swore that it was up at some point in the past week or so, but I'm clearly wrong. Okay, so copper stuff. Am I a sort of master? Not really. But let's look at copper again. So skill is up this high, and then I'll just use concentration to do this very poorly. But what do I get? So I'm getting some nice, I get like a couple nice things of glass and a lapis, but I want to get like the cool stuff. Let's see if that diamond shows up. Actually, hold on. Let me do 20 casts and see if it pops up at all. And that'll show up like here if it procs. Did you create the phase sanity check? I recently hear you using a lot lately. I started to say it to you from watching you. No, I've been using it for a long time. I'm sure I didn't make it up, but that was from like testing days. When you just want to do a sanity check, just make sure that everything works normally. To check things under regular conditions. That's what the sanity check is. So within 20 casts, I happen to get one every song then. What do you do? And then this thing is probably used for like good shit, right? It is used for meta-like gems. Okay, not really meta gems, main stat gems. So kind of the same difference from before. The one thing that I'll want to check notes on is, okay, how many more things can we slot these days? Because I don't think there is a slot maker. I don't believe there's an item that lets me add slots, at least not something that Jewelcrafters can make. There might be another source for it. Is this the thing? No, those are parts. This is a neck. That is a ring. And anything else? Nothing there. But the core is still... it does still give a skill up. I haven't even looked at Enchanting yet. Damn. What's the dust of midnight called? Ever-singing dust. Good timing. It just happened to be here. Are you looking at all the professions today or just JC? I'm doing kind of a brush over right now. Like this is the low value, very surface look at some of the professions. I've looked at them before, but now that I can look more closely at the specializations, and at the very least, like we're further ahead than just the alpha. I feel like I can take like I can get a better idea and start building on knowledge, so I can start making guides for it. The guides will still take it's still going to be like a couple weeks or so until they start coming out. I would say like sometime during the holiday break or something like that, like after a few weeks after player housing like really starts up, that's when I'll be like, okay, I have the cafe mostly set up the way I want to, probably outside of a few things. Let's sit back down and then slowly start pumping out the profession guides. So this is going to be a process. I try to do a lot of learning and understanding before I like try to speak to it in a published format. So okay, anyway, so Enchanting, what can we do? I remember there were things about, hey, we can, they moved slots somehow. So we got boots, boots, chests, helmets, rings, shoulders are being added. Is that all of them? So we're getting shoulders, but I think we lost something else. I think we lose bracers, right? Yeah. So I don't see bracers as there, and I don't see necks either. Wait, were necks a thing? I don't remember necks being an enchant. Yeah, so helmets and shoulders, those can be enchanted now. Oh, it's cloak, I think. No necks and yeah. But yeah, it's no bracers and no cloak. Yes. Okay, so that hasn't changed from alpha. Now, if I recall, okay, so let's take a look at what these are, because I think they just shifted, from bracers and cloaks to helmets and shoulders. So let's take a look. So helmet, speed. You get speed. You also get 1 vigor whenever you defeat a foe. So that's kind of neat and useful. But you get some speed. What to do? This gives you leech plus outdoor buff. This gives you avoidance plus movement speed outdoors. That's kind of cool. I wonder if that works in delves too, because I know it says like midnight outdoors in a midnight zone, but I think they want delves to kind of count as outdoors, but I don't know. So yeah, this is similar to like the cloak enchant, kind of, sort of. Nah, not really. But let's see, shoulders. So this gives, this is a speed enchant. This one is an avoidance enchant. This one is leech. So curious, like no stam. I remember at least seeing something like that with some of these. Now it's not a huge deal if it's not balanced around it. Then it's not balanced around it. But to not have that, that's kind of odd. Let's take a look at what they have here. So in this one we have increased crit strike damage bonus. I'm not going to buy into the 1% thing yet because that could always change. Crit strike rating, haste, stat. Darn, I liked though. I liked the cursed enchants that they did in War Within. Like I had like 0 versatility thanks to those enchants. I thought they were kind of neat. It's probably because you change cloaks and braces usually faster than helms and shoulders. Could be. It could be, but like changing out those sorts of enchants, it was kind of to me, it felt like a trivial thing anyway. You know, it's cheaper than a weapon, that's for sure. But yeah, maybe it was because it was like more frequent. Thank you to Ports Enthusiast for subscribing. Appreciate it. Stamina was feats. Was it feats? Okay. Let's do a quick brush through. So this one, so strengthening stam, usual. Instant mana, usual. Yeah, that's all standard stuff. So here's the stamina one. Buck 86. They all give stamina. That's cute. Thanks, buddies. Shoulders. Okay, so the weapons. This is the only one that's really. These are the interesting ones, right? Let me make it bigger for you folks. Okay, so this one gives strength. Main stat, cool. This one is mastery, secondary stat. Cute. Secondary. Okay, here's a thing that does a thing. Okay, so this sometimes ignites your target. This flame inflicts damage over 10 seconds while detonating for an additional Dippus. Okay, that's kind of neat. This one is just more secondary stats. I believe. Interesting. So you have your, I guess that's your single target. This is, sorry, is it this one? No, this one. And then this one is more like a cleavy, AoE sort of thing. Single target. Cool. Here's a tanky one. When damaged, the Aegis has gives a barrier. When it's depleted, it erupts for damage. Ah. Hey, that's fun. Yeah. Now, I'm used to one that heals, though. I've been using the Authority of Fiery Resolve. That is a healing enchant. So I hope they have one that lets me do that. Permanently enchants a thing, some causing your healing spells and abilities to sometimes grant your target a barrier absorbing the next thing of damage. Now, I hope this thing works with something like Judgment of Light or any of the other passive healy things that I do as a prop paladin. So if that works, great. If it doesn't, I'll be upset. So, and by the way, there's only 2 ranks of these enchants as well. So like, here's the better one. You know, from about 6,000 to about 7,500. So it's a significant enough gain to mean something. And then this isn't just verse. Verse is boring. No one does verse. And that's it. See you. Then there's decor stuff. Great. Okay, so what kinds of specs do they have? So specializations I can't access right away, but let's just take a look at them. I think I can mostly eyeball these for the most part. So here we have the equipment enchants, which cool. Nothing. Actually, no. That's wrong. Okay, so here are the weapon ring. Sorry, hold on. So, weapon ring and chest armor, boots. So here are the slots. So here are the different enchants that people will, I guess, be looking at. Down here are Okay, so they're thematic. Ah ha ha ha. Fortunately, and I don't know why enchanting is the only profession that does this. But you can actually look at the specialization that's here too. Every damn profession should do this. But here you can just take a look at, hey, this is the thing I want. This is the specialization. Go there. Drummer, hey, what's up? Or Drimmer. Let's go with Drimmer. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Okay, so this is all, yeah, that takes care of that. And it's just like last time. War Within was like the Arathi stuff, the Nerubian stuff, and the Earthen stuff. Different things. So this is Void, Light, Void, and... Oh, sorry. Elf. Yeah. Blood Elf, Amani, and Haranir. Cool. What's this one? This one looks like... glamour stuff. This one is oils. This goes to equipment, whether it is gear or profession gear. Here is the disenchanting thing all over again. You know what that one is? And then the shatter thing. Enchanters, did you use this very much? The whole shatter buff that you'd get? I didn't invest a whole lot into enchanting, so I didn't. So nope, and every time. I mean, I guess if you're a career enchanter, like, yo, that's going to save you over time, but you know what? The dopamine just isn't quite there. You know, it doesn't have that that oomph. But on the spreadsheet, it's fine. You know, it kind of tells you like the kind of player that might enjoy this more than others. You know, I would like to see like a little bit of like flash to it. Oh, well, that's just me. So this doesn't seem crazy. You know, nothing too crazy here. Great dopamine hit wasn't great, but I combined it with the concentration enchants that I made. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff helps. And like I said, it looks good on the spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet and the balance sheet. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to Inscription now. So Inscription has like way more decor options than everyone else. So even in Midnight, they have about double the number of recipes, which is kind of neat. And I'm hungry. Okay, I'm a monster. I don't even think I said hi to Dee this morning. I went to I went out on some errands. And while I was out yesterday, I got some lunch. I went to a place called Raising Cane's. It's a place, it's a chicken tender place. And when it first opened up, there was like a line around like the expressway. It was wild. Like I was like, yo, you know, when Dee and I would drive by, I'd be like, that's something. That's crazy. I finally went yesterday. This is like a few months after they opened. Finally went yesterday, and I'm not going to go through the drive-thru. I got to go in with the experience, right? So I walk in, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm new here. What do I get? And so I got like this basic combo box thingamajig. And I'm like, $15 for this thing? This thing better be balls nasty amazing. It was good. But I'm still like, I paid $15 for this. I tried it. The sauce is good. The sauce that it comes with, it is good. When at first the lady was trying to upsell me on like another sauce, she was like, hey, do you want another sauce? Most people, they're not satisfied with one sauce. They get more. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, Fuck you, man. That's how you get us. You don't give us enough goddamn sauce. Why don't you just hook us up? Because that's margin or whatever. So I said no. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna ask for the extra sauce. And you know what sucks, dude? You know what sucks? She was right. There ain't enough sauce for like 4 big ass chicken tenders, and like they gave you the shit ass. Fuck it, yeah. That was whack. That irritated me. I'm like, I'm already giving you 15 bucks. You want another 60 cents for this shit? No, I refuse. But no, that's also very smart and clever bastards. But yeah, I still only had the 1 sauce. It was good though. The fries were all right. I was a little irritated because when she was like, hey, did you want, this combo comes with coleslaw. Did you want coleslaw, or did you want another Texas toast? And I thought I said pretty clearly, what's a Texas toast? And she said, okay, cool, another Texas toast. I'm like, fine. I'll let you. You're just gonna live with that mistake now. But the toast is all right. Not enough sauce to try it with the toast. Because as I was eating, sorry, I'm like totally off topic now. As I was eating, I was facing the register and all that with the menus and all that stuff, and they kept playing over and over. People were dipping the fries into the sauce, they were dipping the toast into the sauce, and obviously dipping the chicken in there. And they were like dipping it like, boom, like, yo, this is how rich people do it. I'm like, yo, I can't do that. I only got one little ass thing on me. Yeah, they fuck you with that sauce. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. That's business for you. It was good, but I'm like, I don't feel the need to go back again. If I had a choice though between going to like KFC and Cane's, then I'm gonna say, oh, let's go to Cane's instead, because I'm pretty sure KFC costs like just as much, and I don't want to fuck up my mouth with their bread, because that breading is like, it's like chiseled armor. You know what I mean? That stuff is wild. So anyway, but it was good. Maybe I'd rather go to Popeyes. I don't know, because Popeyes is just like across the street from here too. Anyway, best chicken I've ever had is from a place called Crispy Crunchy. Cane's is good sauce and good iced tea and lemonades. Yeah, I didn't try the lemonade. I just wanted to. I just had water. Like I paid for the fountain drink, but I just got water anyway because I'm a doofus. Anyway, but now I'm hungry. Fuck. But I'm not going there again. Like, I gave Dee my review, which is a lot of what I had just said, and she's like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't need to try it. It's just chicken." Okay, so inscription. Scribbin. What did I do here? I think I'm still trying to get a handle of like the relationship between the ink and the milling and all that stuff. As usual, you at least get a lot of pigments when doing this. So like I'm doing it and I'm getting like 17 of that, and then you actually need quite a bit of pigment per thing. Yeah. So just like, most folks who do inscription, they start off with having 2 of them. They'll have one that's dedicated for just milling, so they can get like the most stuff out of it. And then especially with like the 2 ranks, you might be interested in doing that. So let's spec for that. But how? Calm hands? Actually, wait, hold on. Can I can make things, right? Okay, I can still make things. It's alchemy that's busted. So let's look at probably calm hands. So this is stats, crafting. Nope, not that. One of these is for milling. Parchment processing. Here we go. And I've noticed a lot of this too. We're able to kind of like more or less like spec all the way down into a specialization right away, kind of. But it also like hooks you in because like it's gotcha, and so now you feel like you're sort of stuck in here. So inks or pigments, I'll go with the. It doesn't matter actually, but I'll go with this. So now I would just pump and then. But then do I get secondary stats from doing this stuff? So this is only for skill points. So maybe I don't care about that. Maybe I only care about the secondaries. Yeah. So I think if I want to be a good miller person, I might want to focus on this first and just focus on like the multi-craft and, but not the ingenuity, but the multi-craft and resourcefulness first. Fuck the other thing. And this one gives me, so that one lets me learn treatises. That gives me good stats. That gives me good stats as well. Yeah. So kind of a trap. Kind of a trap, but not really. It tells you pretty plain and clear. But it just depends on like what your intention is. That in the case of this, and maybe yeah, I guess this is different from prospecting, because prospecting that has certain specializations that are related to what it is that you're prospecting. With milling, not so much. So in this case, I would want to go this route probably if I'm doing just milling. Right. Because I'm not going to care too much about the quality, I don't think. If anything, I might focus on like, oh, what if I just wanted to sell decor? Like, is that like a feasible thing for me? But probably not, because in order to do it, all of these, I believe, involve using Moxie. But I think some of these, actually, some of these you do learn on your, you do just buy, I think. Maybe. Where do all the housing crafting patterns come from? Do you have to track them down too? You can track them if you want. So like, for example, this one, if you want to track the recipe, cool. You can, it'll like show you where to go. So let's see if this thing does tell me. Actually, my bad. That's not the recipe itself. If you mouse over, it'll like show you where to go for the most part. So like for this one, I know that this one you just need to go. So this one you need to go to Voidstone for it. But this is midnight stuff. The requirements are going to be different. For all I know, there's also a rep requirement behind it. So I don't know. Am I the only one who really hates the changes they made to professions? No, you're absolutely not. It takes way too long to complete or get everything. That is extremely wrong. See, that's what I run into when trying to help folks out with professions. I get why people think it's complicated, but then there's a path that's like right there. So if you want to make something dope, you can, like right away. If you want to have an alt army that's pumping out high quality products, you can do that. But as for completion, to me that's more subjective. You know, the idea of, oh, I gotta have all these things filled out. There's a certain diminishing return with professions. Maybe I'll try to speak of it that way. Where, you know, you're pumping in points, you only need so many knowledge points to make everything that you want to make for you know, from a practical standpoint. After that, it just becomes, I just want this thing to say 30 out of 30. And then you got to ask yourself, how much of a value is that? Do you really need to do that? And I kind of ask people, you know, I kind of ask myself, you know, is that the fulfillment that people are looking for, to just say 30 out of 30? Or do they want to actually like do things with these professions? Because I can fight on that hill and I'll slaughter everyone when I say, yeah, you don't need to max out your profession things in order to achieve like huge profitability. So did they add the new housing stuff on the beta? I am not I haven't looked at housing stuff since yesterday. Dun, dun, dun. Wanting an add-on to help me do professions. My apologies. No, it's fine. No, you're giving honest takes. You know, I it's not like I don't believe you, but I think that there's a path to where you can make things very, very comfortable. And it's just the question of, hey, do you want to go down that path, or do you want to keep thinking that you can do it on your own, then get it wrong, and then blame Blizzard for it, and blah blah blah. So, I mastered making swords in War Within. That's what I wanted to do, and that's where my profession skills are. Like most of my thing was like I always want to master armor smithing first, and I sometimes do that. I forgot. Let's see, what did I do for War Within? I think I did toolsmithing first. I did toolsmithing, and then I did armor. And I had another character focus on alloy smithing. And that made good money. You know, they just log in, make a few high-level alloy, flip it, make some money off of like nothing, and like I just do that every now and then. And yeah, I have a couple tunes that do the same things, and it's like, okay, cool, WoW token money. Nice and easy. Oh, you add me as a friend? Okay, let me... I don't see a request, actually. Yeah. Let's see. I love professions, and going back to the old one to remind you how much better the system is. Vanilla, anyone can make it, and it was hard to be... it was hard to be profitable. Legion, etc. has these sentinels here and there and everywhere. The things I really didn't like about like Legion and Battle for Azeroth was that you had to actively destroy gear. I found that really weird. You made things just to destroy it, so you can get certain materials, so you can make more stuff. And I was like, that feels like hella backwards. Battle on the beta can be really good. It might be. It was working fine the other day. Yesterday, though. So yeah, I'm getting hungry. Let's see. So I looked at one house yesterday. I don't know if I want to do another one, because I tend to take long when I'm doing these housing things. And you can't go fast, can you? You don't want to rush it. You rush it, you miss things. And I'm sure I'll miss things too, even when I'm doing my housing reviews too. So that'll kind of suck. Anyway, what else did I wanted to check out here? I wanted to... So the core that's here... Oh wait, this is it? There was more. Actually, there is more. Because I think most professions for Midnight, they have like half as many of these, and they look cool too. Look if these works. Yeah. So like, oh, does this work? Oh, I can't move it. No. I want to show people the windows. Damn it. Okay, well, fine, I'll do this. So like some of the stuff from Midnight, they look hella good. Like this is a very cool bookcase. I mean, it's already filled out and everything, so you can't really do much with it. But as like a single set piece, this is very cool. I like that one a lot. But then they have a bit more basic stuff too, where it does have some stuff that's already there, but you can always add more things too. Now here's an empty shelf. Again, kind of a single set piece, but although you can like have this thing like back to back, or you can have it in the middle with like other stuff behind it as well. That'll work out too. You know, what's this signpost? Herondar signpost. It doesn't quite show me much, but that's still kind of cool. And a bench. Too bad I can't rotate on the Z-axis, which is super lame, but oh well. A pen, which is not animated. I want to point that out. A cup or barrel, you know, whatever you feel like doing with that. And a scroll. I think I want to pick up a lot of different scrolls for the cafe. You know, just to kind of show off, like, just to like represent a whole bunch of like different eras from WoW. Was that mostly everything? I think that was mostly everything. My favorite is the bookcase, though. This thing is just boss. So this is 50 lumber, a lot of codified Azure. So what do I need to... And soul ciphers. So Azure and soul ciphers. So this is going to require a lot of shit. Ooh, it's going to be some work, man. Yeah, that's going to be some work. But yeah, I'll want one. Because it's just a, like to me, it's a centerpiece. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to have like them stacked one on top of the other. You kind of, it looks like you kind of can. But, you know, let me show you this again. So take a look at it. Are these pillars like straight or do they lean? Because I'm asking myself if I'm able to put these side by side, and will these like clip properly? I think they will. I think, yeah, it looks like they curve, doesn't it? But it looks like it's symmetrical enough that you can stack them. Do you get house and decor XP from making professional decor items? You should get XP from any and all decor that you learn the first time if it is uncommon or greater, so green. I'd try it. Unfortunately, this server here, this endgame server, is entirely separate from the rest of the client. So what things I do here don't apply. So I can't just make a bunch of stuff and then switch to another beta server thing and then learn it. Unfortunately, I'd have to do this shit myself. I ain't doing that. That's the kind of testing that's the stuff, man. That's a bit much. Reset. They need more cups. Resized barrel. Oh, there are cups. Yeah, they need more, but no, there are cups and glasses and stuff like that. I just like that there's a cool variety you can make with like using barrels to like pull off that effect too. I think it's kind of clever. When folks first started doing it, I'm like, oh, that's a good way to do it. So if I were to say like mug, you know, there are some varieties. Like a lot of folks picked up, here you go, good old wooden mug, baby. So this you can pick up from the garrison. There's a pile of mugs, which I'll definitely be picking up. And then you have like kind of like these ratchety looking things, which are like cups, I guess. You got a stein, which is not assigned to anything yet. So you have a very, very fancy cup right here, or TP holder, whatever. That's all good too. But no, I'm gonna get like, yeah, I think I want to get a bunch of these, you know. But then this is an endeavor thing, so this is going to cost freaking coupons. I'm gonna have to use like probably at least one coupon just to get one mug. But I'm gonna do it because I can't not do it. Cafe mug vendor's not available. Yeah. It's an endeavor thing, but it is gonna cost. Like I'm gonna be crying. I'm like, okay, I know I said it's a coffee shop, but fuck. I'm gonna be hard farming. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I don't know if you guys saw, but on the beta at least, if you multi-box, you get increased credit towards completing endeavors. So in theory, what someone can do is take like a 5-box account or a 40-box, you know, pretty extreme, but you know, just multi-box, and then go into a place like ICC with a whole bunch of bosses, or basically all the raids, and then you'll, you know, one boss kill will equal 5, and then that's going to keep getting you credit towards your endeavors, and it'll have decreasing returns but you'll keep getting coupons, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this so I can farm more coupons and like buy all the freaking mugs on the planet. So hell yeah. So that was a mug. What about a cup? So we got a mimosa bowl kind of cup, which is what I would use it for. We have teacups. We have purple teacups, if you want that. Drink up, buddy. So mugs fall under the same thing. We have different kinds of mugs there. And then what about bottle? Some people drink out of a bottle. Some people want to drink fire out of a bottle. Some people want it to have their own furniture. That's fine too. So more is always better. Bring us more blizz. Be happy with that. I think so. This is why I'm stuck at a rank 2 house. No, I want to encourage and others to like slow down. If you want to get housing experience, do actual old content on your normal account. That's going to be the big thing. From quests to achievements and whatnot, there's a lot that there's a lot of decor that comes from those, and you just get them as a quest reward. And from those add XP. So the play is dual content. It's just faster that way. And why did my thing screw up? I'll restart the client. I just want to get back on like regular beta servers. Housing 11 is going to take me all, won't be a 4. Yeah. I know that a lot of folks, they're like putting some cool stuff together, but it's also like they're putting stuff together with what they have. Once it goes live, I very strongly encourage people to be picky. Take your time. On December 2nd, housing's going to drop, but it's not like people are going to approach it like, oh my God, this is it, guys. Season 1 of housing. Don't do that. Don't do that, guys. You're gonna murder yourselves and super burn yourselves out. And I guess I need to update the client or something. Yeah, you're just going to make yourselves miserable if you apply the season mindset into the into housing. Doesn't count towards your house until December 2nd. We all start at 0 luck at the day of housing. No, it counts towards it. Yeah, it's anything that you've done in the past, it's all going to be grandfathered in. That's why when I first logged into the beta, I was at level 3. Boop, just like that. And I'm sure like people who have much more extensive like achievements and what have you, I'm sure they're at level 4. Nice and easy. You're gonna miss out on housing early access due to the collector's edition not being sent out this early. Now, what I would advise for you, Craft, not the whole digital thing, but you can start participating in the sense that you can at least look around and see like what's good. You can still start collecting decor as well. You can still do old content. You can still gain housing XP. You just can't start neighborhoods. You just can't make a house and do all that stuff. I believe you should be able to go into a neighborhood and start farming for lumber as well. That should be a thing, I think. So yeah, while the achievements didn't get to level of my house, however, I messed up hugely because I bought all the neighborhood decor in bulk. I have a lot of decor. That's a lot of stuff. I'm still updating. Oh, I'm downloading a lot. Hey, maybe the price has changed. Oh, and it's way past 11. I don't know if there was any news. Shit. No news. Cool. Is lumber farmable only in neighborhoods? No, lumber is farmable all over the place. If you find a place in Azeroth with a tree in it, then you can probably find lumber. So like each expansion has its own unique lumber to it. Classic zones, you know, Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, they have a single kind of lumber. Actually, I think I'm not entirely sure how that applies to Cataclysm, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. So don't hold me to that. Oh, but then Northrend has its own lumber. Pandaria, Draenor, Midnight Zones, yada yada yada. So Koresh, for some reason, I think that has lumber somewhere. I don't know where, but I think it's there. Wait for early access and hope that's all will come view my housing masterpiece. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do more visits. I feel like I just need to be in a certain mindset to do it. Surely Cattle will be the end level zones, Highlands. Yeah, that could be it. So like go to Oldham and then you'll find like certain stuff. Cool. Is it intentional that my Alliance and Horde house are different levels? I find that weird. I don't think it should have different levels, but they all count the same. Mainly delicious. So you should be able to just like go over to the steward person, not the steward person. There's a certain person that you talk to that says, hey, level up my house, and then they'll just do it. I don't know if that's a beta thing or if that's going to be like just how it's going to be, but yeah, you'll need to do that. Crush just like one tree left. Well, I mean, if you go to the domes, you know, the domes those obviously have trees and everything. But yeah, the levels between your houses should be the same once you apply the levels and everything. So like, I'll try to show you. Contractor, there you go. Oh, go to Vashir. Underwater lumberjacking. Easy. See, I'm going to anywhere else. You did battle it for me? Okay. Maybe it's because I was on the other server and it's just acting funny. So we'll take a look. This guy. So there's no lumber in Shadowrun Valley. Oh, that sucks. There's a BattleNet game on sale now. Cute. So let's do a quick look. Quick sanity check. Any changes to the prices? Nope. No changes to prices. Okay, that's a one hand. So if I change this too, it should be what I expect. Okay, so no changes there. Sad song. Okay, so in the housing thing, actually, let me do this too. Yeah, I still don't see the request. That's poop. You want to try it again, Dreyfus? To see if the thingy shows up? Or is that you? Actually. I'm not sure. Okay, so anyway, my house is... So it says level 1 here, but it also says I have like 1940 out of 10 house XP. But if I go to like my actual thing, then it lines up. I think like once I go to like the neighborhood here, then it should line up and it should be the same. I hope. I'm not certain what sort of bug is happening there though. Okay, so I wanted to also see what's new. What's the new housing stuff? So, change log. Nope, that's not it. So I just need to change this to the build version 64499. Is that the right thing? No, I guess there wasn't anything significant, or at least nothing that, or at least hasn't been updated, or has it? These look new. No, they're not new. Yeah, so maybe they're... At least the database isn't showing anything new here. Because this is from an earlier build. Boo. Personally, I don't mind the cost to set an outfit slot, but I can understand why some people are upset. I would assume that most people would have 5 outfits that change depending on the situation. Overall, it'll probably still save you gold. Yeah, once you have it set, like, you just kind of build around it. Am I going to do a house reunion or two? Let me do a quick look at something. I want to see... So if I do 3 houses in a video, I'm trying to decide, like, how long do I want these videos to be? 2. Today's the 19th, so here's the 18th. So here, I believe, is the review. Nope, that is my thing on Transmog stuff. So that's... Okay, so here is where I start the tour, but I'm probably not gonna... You know what? Let's take a look. Let's see a house. I need... And can you add me on your... Oh, actually, if you can add me to a party, that'll work. Oh, there we go. Yay. No, let's start with Dreyfus, because Dreyfus was like first, I guess. And if you don't mind, I want to add you to BattleNet thingy. And I think I need to be on the same realm. Maybe. Yeah, I think I need to be on your realm, because it's like not friendly. So I'm on Haldren, you're on Lothamar. I'm gonna go ahead and switch. Was this about gamers being mad? Folks are pretty upset over the... Oh, damn it, I gotta turn off... Well, actually, I think that's fine. People are upset over the cost of, like, the Transmog features as they are right now. I think they should change too, but some people are just, like, livid over the costs. And so I've been talking with folks and did some testing to kind of show folks how it is expensive and how you can avoid, or how you can save on costs or make reasonable changes to the different wardrobe templates and make it easy for you. Yay! Oh, and you're on the Valkyria thingy. Sweet. Awesome. Cost is a bit wild. I have a feeling it's going to change, because it would kind of suck if you happen to be like on a level 20, level 30 character. You feel like changing your appearances, and then you see, oh, it's going to cost $4 grand to do it. Yeah, no thanks. Because that kind of sucks. Cool. We're now in watch mode. I think it's not too fair to do like an outdoor. So I mean, I guess I'll always just kind of brush on the outdoor tours, right? And I'm gonna focus on the inside. Yeah, I'll only spend like a few minutes out here. I'm thinking like, okay, what was that other video that I had? Sorry. I'm still kind of practicing with myself, like how I want these kinds of formats to be. How long was this one? This one was about 16 minutes. So it's like 10 to 15 minutes is like, that seems pretty good. Because I want to try and be thorough. I don't want to like screw people over or make it seem like I'm just kind of like boom, 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 and I'm not really appreciating the work that people put into these, because they are putting a lot of work into these, and you gotta respect that. You know, some people who will probably say in the comments, "Oh, this house that you looked at, this one sucked." I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. The people who dared to like approach me and be like, "Hey, can you look at my plays?" you know, they're already being brave enough, being like, yo, I'm going to put myself out there. I want to show off like what it is that I have. I think that's plenty good enough to qualify someone for me to like take a look at someone's house. I think at worst, like I wouldn't take a very long look at stuff because there isn't as much things to be like, okay, let's get a little technical and understand what they did here. So. I ended up at your horror theater. I rebuilt it on my Alliance side at the Emerald Sky one. Oh crap. So how do we solve this? I know. I teleport to the correct house. That's an easy one. So view houses, and then I go to the Emerald Sky one. Boom. Now we go. No house I can say. Yeah, like I think by the time someone wants to, unless they're trolling me or something like that, when someone wants to show it off, it's time, baby. It's time. Okay. Oh, you know, I think this is the same. Okay. All right, so today we're going to take a look at Dreyfus's place, and I'm pretty sure this is the same lot that I ended up staying at over in Founders Point. That's what this place is called, right? So we're going to take a look at what's going on here. Camera's off. I think we're good to go. And we kick it off with a cool makeshift flag. Haha! Way to represent, dude. This is from the country of steel padded door. Welcome. It's almost like you have to like set an appointment to check in, as if we're going into like a carnival or something like that, featuring robots and stuff. I don't know what's inside yet. We'll see what's going on, because it looks like the way I'm being welcomed in, like I'm checking in or something like that. We're checking into this guy. Otherwise, there is a pretty limited decor going on out here. It's almost like it wants to surprise me with what happens to be inside. But let's take a, do a quick walk around, see if there's anything else back here. Because otherwise, we have a pretty filled out roof with windows and what have you. But otherwise, very limited stuff. So let's see what the expression outside translates to inside. So Jeffrey says, think of this like a theater. This is the front desk. All right. So we come in, and it's looking limited on this first floor. And I'm curious what we're going to be welcomed into. Right. So a lot of room to. Oh, by the way, what's the budget on this guy? What's the budget that you have set to? Oh, lighting up here. Yay. So we climb up these makeshift stairs, which are hard to put together. I totally get how there's maybe this thing will be closed off like later on, but I think they just want to express, hey, you're just going up like these stairs here, which is a good start. And as we go up, we enter this very fancy kind of like a loungy area that overlooks this bottom level. So we start off, we're kind of at this, I'm going to think of it like this kind of suspended green room of sorts. And right now we're chilling. We're waiting for something to happen. That's cool. But then we cross over, right? We try to cross over into, oh, okay, now we're cooking. We're at like a live studio, dude. Dude, this is a comedy club. Hell yeah, man. That's sick. Ow, and we got it. Okay, so let's start off with the stage of the comedy club. So dude comes out, or it's like one of those kind of lecture presentation sorts of areas. So you got folks that are like, they're vibing, chilling, waiting for the show to start. They're doing their thing. This is cool. We got plenty of lighting set up as well to make sure that we can illuminate the person on stage. Hey, and here's the master of the house right now. So we got our front row. Those folks are paying plenty for them front row seats. Let's see, the budget was, I don't think he answered on the, yeah, Travis, let me know what your budget was on this one. Like how much of your thing did you use? And what level is your house, I guess? That'll kind of tell me what's going on. But anyway, to serve our guests, we have a cooking area here. Nice. And we have all sorts of things that are set up. So it looks like the shelf was filled out with, it looks like it's all default stuff. I don't think I'm seeing like anything like additional that's added, but it looks like it was kind of like shoved in to create the whole hanging shelf sort of vibe to it. Window on the side. We have some more hanging shelves to display some stuff. This is cool and also really morbid to have like a faucet over a coffin. It's almost like it's this sort of like thematic, you know, wanting to try and be like this gothic looking kitchen with some really distressing stuff. We have a very interesting cooking utensil in this kitchen setup. We have a bell to signal, bring, bring, yo, bring people the food and all that. This is cool. I like this. I love the stage. The way the stage is set up is really, really cool. Because it's not just and there's different kinds of couches that are set up here too. So like you have lower ones and then higher ones here, with respect to, of course, the people up front. And we got extra pillows up front too. So like here I am right here. You can't see my character right now. But yeah, if you don't want to like if this was higher, then that would cause problems, and then people would complain and be like, yo, fix your stuff, Blizz or Dreyfus. We also have some lighting here too. Yeah, this is neat. This whole auditorium stuff. Now, is there anything back here? Okay, what's this door though? Maybe it's because this is sort of like a play. This is sort of like they just wanted to make a makeshift door to be like, oh, hello. That sort of thing. So Jeffrey says it's a take on improv theater. That's perfect. That's perfect. Now let's see what's in the back though. We have nothing in the back. Now that is improv. So the idea that I would have here would be like, okay, if you're doing improv theater, then back here in the backstage, you would have all sorts of like random like tools and knickknacks and whatnot that people would like bring up front onto the stage. Yeah, this is cool. This is very neat. Good job, dude. Very cool. Did I miss any rooms though? I hope I didn't miss any rooms. Need a big pipe accordion from the Karazhan play. Oh, people can climb up from up top here. So that way people aren't like walking all over each other and all that. I got it. Sweet. Thank you, dude. Very neat. I like the waiting room. Okay, so I said I was going to take a look at Anne's house next, I believe. So if I can, if she can, or here, let me leave party here. If I know how. Leave party. Are you Horde or Alliance? I am on a Horde character, I'm pretty sure. I was going to comment on video, but have you seen the Grummel stuff? I think you dig the stuff in your cafe. Yes, I did. I am there. I am totally going to grab that. Okay, everyone's in. Okay, is there anyone who can invite? This is a Horde character, right? Shit. No, this is a Night Elf. Okay. Are people able to invite on the Wowkia thing? Because then that would just make it easier. Because then I think I might be able to freely travel to people's homes and layers. Because the Wowkia neighborhood is a multi-layer sort of dealing. Let's use and you're on Haldren, I believe. So I'm going to use this character. I don't know. Can you guild invite? I'm not sure. Because that would just make it easier. But then a party invite would work out just fine too. Yeah, so that'll be like a temporary thing. Blah. Protect Zuldazar, yay. Okay. So this works. So I'm going to the Wildkia house. Let's go. We're getting used to this. We're getting used to this. Oh, I had my music on the whole time. That's okay. That it just means this I won't be able to do any voice mods or whatnot. Oops. Show player. There we go. All right. All right, so this time we're taking a look at Affinity's. I'm just gonna say Anne's house. This time we're actually in the Wildkia Shores neighborhood, which is probably full of all sorts of like craziness. But we're gonna start off here to a very tasteful, high-level location featuring water. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I see some techniques being used here. So we're crossing this moat here, which is very darling. And I'm not entirely sure like how the current water effects are going. There's like all sorts of different ways to achieve this effect, but you know, we're trying to pull off this whole running water sort of dealie. What will be a lot better is once we get like a higher decor limit outdoors, then we'll be able to like line this up with like rocks and be able to obscure this like more to create a better effect. I think she's just working with what's given. But then we have all sorts of stuff. We have the windmill that's being used as instead of like a water wheel. And then we have all sorts of other effects that create this whole, okay, this is like a rock fountain or just like a water source where the water is like just kind of flowing down and running across. This is neat. This is really, really neat. If you want to fill it in on chat and like how you achieve the water effect, that'd be pretty cool. That would be very nice. Otherwise, you know, I guess, you know, again, due to decor limitations, like there's not a whole lot else that they were able to do here. But one thing I like about this particular lot, one thing I like a lot about it is that it also has like this back face here. So it helps to kind of like create this backdrop of the house that's like, you can have the house feel like it's built into this rock face if you wanted to. But yeah, hopefully the higher decor budgets will come in at some point and we'll be able to take much better looks at these. All right, so as we go in, so this is interesting already because we have a side entrance instead of just like the front door. So we come in just like this, right? We come in just like this, although the game forces us to come in like this. We're greeted by a fountain with additional rocks to obscure it, some lighting, and we're greeted into like this pretty bright, welcoming opening area. So like this is where you come in and you're like, hey, what's up, dude? And then you first want to start off with like some Instagram pics, snap, take a few pictures here just to say that you're here. I'm just pretending that you like come in here and it's a guest list and whatnot. I'll comment on that staircase in a bit because I'm like, oh snap, but I at least want to like go down here, and I like this effect. I like what they did here, because instead of just creating like a narrow passageway, which you could just toggle with the customization settings, instead they went ahead with creating like this partially see-through, using the trellis here to make a see-through like preview of what's inside, you know, and then they obscured it a little bit with some greenery and like the, you know, what looks like a flower pot of sorts here. Actually, no. I think this is like a built-in one, because I know that there's like a trellis that comes with one already included. I'm not sure if it's this one, but I know that there is one like somewhere in like the database. So anyway, let's go inside here and see what's going on. And we're greeted with animals. Dude. She made a dragon. That's so dope. What? She made an Ixia. This is so cool, dude. Wow. Okay, I'm blown away by this one. So they got the lighting effect to go in here to just kind of shoot out, at Onyxia as if there's like a crack right here shining down on her. And these are like little curtain things. They're half curtains that are kind of hobbled together to make this. I don't know where the hell this thing came from. Where the hell did the eagle come from? Well, who cares? That's nuts, dude. I almost thought that was like her actually, but yeah, that's crazy. That's hella cool. I'm very wowed by this. So she has her like so behind the curtain, behind this, you know, otherwise welcoming area, is this death pit of sorts. Poor bird. That bird is cooked, you know, almost literally. So we have like this boss room back here. Very good vibe. This is a very cool vibe. I would love to see what else is going on up here. So there's like some glowy things up there. Maybe we'll be there's a balcony up there, so I think we'll be able to take another look. But yeah, feed the beast, man. Feed the beast. Now, what else is going on here? So a lot of these same materials are being used. These like leather-looking materials are being used to shape the whole body. It's a bunch of pillars, basically. A bunch of pillar-like items. And then this item here to kind of like emphasize the tail. This is really well done. Dude, how long did it take you to put this thing together, dude? You know, and then a bunch of other smaller curtains to create the kind of feel of like a spiked back and all that. There's some kaiju stuff. Remember how we saw like the robot from the other time? This is a different level of coolness right there. Okay, now we got to see the rest of the place. Now it's like, okay, now what? So now we go to the staircase, which is very cool. But man, that dragon back there is just like, yeah, very, very cool. So in this case, what now this also took a while to do. From the looks of it, you know, the way that this is shaped and put together, you know, you have like four of these like quarter circle things that are like put together over and over and over and over again to create this sort of illusion that, you know, that does work pretty well. And then it's followed by like these smaller sets here. So now it gets pretty tight. It's getting a little tight getting up here. But now that we're up here, we can overlook the madness down below. That's cool. Yeah. All these lights that like shoot over, and then what's this over here? So she used like so can I walk on? I can walk on these. Okay, so now we have like this kind of floating path that's using these two. This is very imaginative. This is really, really cool. There's a lot of rocks that you threw down too to create this this kind of cave effect up here. Really cool. Now what else we got? Walking through here, we enter. Now we're at this upper level, by the way. We're in this upper level. We enter like this, what feels like a small square room, but it's being illuminated by stuff. And I think that's just the ground that's right there. But we go around and okay, nothing here because I'm pretty sure we're like pretty much out of budget at this point. But up we climb. There's still going to be some stuff to look at, I hope. So we're climbing. We get up here and there's nothing. To be continued because we're out of budget. I mean, there was a lot of fruit and doodads and what have you. Like this room is, that's mind-blowing. like I gotta get some screenshots of it. I gotta do the thumbnail. I'm gonna do a thumbnail at some point, so I might as well try to get something now. Like, hello, Onyxia's back, and it looks like she's wearing like a coat, but really well done. And what else is used here? So, lamp posts, glowy lamp posts. These Draenei lamp posts are being used as claws. I'm not entirely sure where the gem comes from. I just keep coming back here to all this, and then now I'm noticing the setup here where it's like, oh, okay, like whoever was set up here, they went boom, 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 let's summon Onyxia, and she's back for like the 11th time. Yeah. So what level is your house, Anne? I think you said it was like level 2 and you wanted it to be higher. And I know that's why you were stressing about wanting to have like even more. But level 2 houses, I believe, like 1100 or so budget. Level 3 is 1400. Level 5 is, I believe, 2000. So, you know, it's going to get higher and higher and higher. And then it'll let you do, you know, of course, a lot more with this. But this is very cool. I'm blown away by that. It was a hell of a surprise. At first, I was like coming up, like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. And then I walk into something like that, and I'm just like blown away. So it is level 2 house, and you said it's filled up. Yeah, I can tell. I can see why. That's some insane work that you put in there. So that ended up being 2 houses that I looked at. Go me. I saw a message, not a message, but I saw someone speak up. If I can find that person. Someone said, oh, do you want to look at mine? And they had like a sad face. Like they were being very, like, very mean. Like, would you want to look at my stuff? Lunary. There you go. Lunary, if you're on, I don't mind taking a look at your place. Me. See? There's that face again. How adorbs. Yeah, if you want to, are you a horde? Is it a horde or an, actually, I just need you to tell me what server you're on. Are you on Haldren or like some other one? Because that seems to be the major requirement. I need to make sure that I'm on the same server as the other person. And then we'll take a look. Yeah, both of you, you'd like for me to see the horde one? Yeah, if you could just let me know what server you're on, that'll help too. Apparently I need to dual box an IC, but didn't know that. Thank you very much for being... No, thank you. Thank you for letting me share this with folks who are watching, because good stuff. Cool stuff. But yeah, Leonard, just let me know what server you're on, and then invite you. If I can take a look at my house too, it'd be fun to see you figure out first what it looks like. You are the chat. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more houses. We'll do Lunary first, because we're already kind of like going there. And then we'll look at NBKs. And then I'm hungry. Okay, so you're on Lorthamar, and I am not... No, I'm on Haldren right now. Okay, so I gotta get on Lorthamar. So that is this dude. And your horde. So I need to make a Lorthamar dude. All right, so let's make a dude. And horde. Unfortunately, the exterior of my house is currently bugged. That's all right. You know, we can skip that part. That's fine. And in we go. Some One so good. You caught me. I haven't listened to that song in like forever. It just suddenly came to mind. I don't know. I fondly remember from the music video there was like a sub track that they did called Pain or Pleasure or Pain for Pleasure, and I thought that was a fun one because they just kind of parodied themselves, and I thought that was cool. Can you give me a name to invite, Lunary? I just need a name to invite, and then I can jump in on your place. You can't visit someone's home unless it's on the same server as you? Yeah, I think that's a bug. So, because you can kind of like load it up. You can start trying to view it, but it doesn't work. So, I see that as a... But oh, BattleNet stuff. We can do that. How do I do it again? There we go. View house, and I'm looking at the horde one. Let's go. Give the man a name. There's no name. All right. Show player, buddy. Show player. Is it December 2nd yet? No shit, dude. All right, so we're taking a look at Lunary's place over here in Horde Land. She mentioned something about the exterior being bugged out, so we're not going to, I'm not going to... Is this what you mean by bugged out? I hope not, because then I'll be like, yo, I don't know, your house is kind of like, your house is kind of toxic. What have you done? No, I'm just messing. Is it down? If it's down for everyone too, then it's like, oh man, suspense. You know? Oh, here we go. So I need to get on different route. If I can. Oh, you guys dropped too? Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. That's like a perfect storm of disaster. Okay, so... No. Okay, we'll try to update. We'll see if the thing wants to do an update or not. Cranial, hey, what's up? Thank you for the prime, dude. You're still loading Poltergeist the movie? Okay. So it seems like there's a problem. That's lame. Dustin, hey, what's up? Alright, let's see if we can get in or not. This might be the end of the road. Yeah, they did an update earlier. But I don't know. Pre-patch all myself on the beta tab. That's cool, but I'm not really worried about testing it, honestly. And... Or is this one of those, we interrupt your regular testing so we can direct everyone to do this test instead? So it's updating for you right now? Okay, we'll see. I'm doing good. I am not sure if I'm going to wrap up stream yet. That was kind of sort of the intent, but there's some folks whose houses we can like try to take a look at. And I prefer doing I prefer doing this live during stream, as opposed to just doing it offline. That just feels kind of like lonely, you know? Check for updates. Nope, I'm up to date. So I think I downloaded the thing that you guys are downloading now already. I just happened to be ahead of time, I suppose. Your characters are gone? That's a great sign. Not sure I can't log into my server. I mean, it might be just busted, so. Okay, so I seem to be okay. Or I seem to be back. I just need to remember what character I was on. Crap. This one? Yes. The pre-patch cinematic is up. Cool. But we're looking at houses. How Profession's looking? Kind of similar. Kind of. Okay. So before I tripped over a rock and wrecked all the servers. All right. Are the pre-patches up? That's cool. All right. So round 2 of taking a look at Lennar's place. Like they said the exterior was bugged somehow. So we're only going to take a brief look outside. Although we do have a flight point set up. So that's what we saw from the earlier plays. It was a flight point kind of thing that you can set up. I wonder if there's a wyvern thing that's like around. But, you know, this is cool too. So we have gazebo on the side, you know, and let's just take a quick glance at this. So it's all set up for us, like some pretty chill hanging outs and all that. And then we're pathed over to the back where we may or may not see stuff. But it is adorned with greens, you know, to make it not feel as empty. And we do have a very tasteful entrance, you know, to make the, you know, entering this horde building a little bit more cozy, you know, with the trellises on the side and more of the hangy danglies right here to welcome us in. But let's see what's going on. All right, so we're immediately greeted with someone who's chilling inside already. So we go into the front door, let's hang some stuff, and this already feels like a very cozy way of coming in because you're immediately warmed by the hearth nearby. There's some lighting that's coming in, but then, hey, if you want to just come in, chill, immediately vibe as soon as you walk in, cool. It's like you come in and then, like, you know, the kids are there. They're like, oh my God, Daddy's home. And Daddy's like, oh, I'm tired. Leave me alone. I was killing dragons all day. It sucked. We were wiping all night. So this actually has a bit similar of a feel to a house that we were just looking at earlier that had, you know, on the left side, you had like a room that was here, but, you know, different shape. And the format's a little different. But here we have what's otherwise a more compartmentalized, or I guess like an organized smaller spot where you have like your kitchen as well as an eating area. We have this style of super stove that is also a fireplace, I believe, but then they also put both. It looks like both. This is both a stove and this is both a kind of a brazier and a fireplace put together to put together like this, you know, larger stove spot. We have the shelves that set everything up, so it's a good setup. Ooh, and hanging herbs. That's very cool. And there's herbs right here too. You can pick stuff right off the side here. Now, it's more like an eating spot for like a single person that happens to be here, or like a prep area. Like, here's a person prepping stuff on this counter, but they're also drinking and having some snacks while they're doing it. But then when they're done, it's like, all right. Sit down, be quiet. Let's eat, and y'all get together. But it's also a place, it's not just a place for eating, it's also a place for just kind of like hanging out too. So if people are going to be like chilling here doing their thing, there are books to grab. There's some cool, tasteful decor up top here as well. I don't know where this stuff is from. And oh, there's dog bowls. Yay! And there's dog food, but they look like leaves. So it's like, hey, the dog was eating Frosted Flakes or leaves, you know. But still, from afar, perfect. Comes off really, really well. In fact, there are 2 puppies or cats, whatever. I'm gonna say puppies though. Puppies are great. But yeah, it's a dining room, but also a hangout spot, place to chill. Very cool. And of course, we're chilling here as well. Before we go to that other room, let's see what is going on in this room here, right? So as we enter a very cool bedroom. Yeah, this flows really, really well. This feels really natural. It's a very wide open space, but at the same time, you know, you come in here and then things start to really cozy up. And then there's another door here. Oh, goodness. So we climb up to this elevated level. Boom, boom. And we have like this very good nook that's put together. And this is all put together from one room. Here, let me go back here again. You know, this is all cut from one, pretty sure it's a medium-sized room. So walls were put up, you know, right from here. We go all the way across to create this enclosed space, and there might be more somewhere behind there. We'll go through there in just a bit. But yeah, back to this nook. We have the a lot of folks love doing this. My parents have like a huge chest in front of their bed for like storing all sorts of stuff. I guess it's like a normal thing. I don't do that normally. So, but we do have, you know, a two-person bed right here, but it's more like, you know, kind of a kid's room, a study room at the same time. Cause you got like, you got some cool, cute adornments. You have the study area with books, place to relax, closet of stuff. Very cool. Very cool. And then up top, the lighting looks great. Have some more greens to add a little bit of color. And then let's go through this door. I don't want to forget about that other room, but I want to see where like this ends up taking us. So now we're in a hallway. So we're still not done. So there's more of this place that was cut out. And now we have a bathroom. We have a full bathroom. Nice. Very nice. With window. And vanity. Sink. All the important stuff. Except the towel. We have a towel. No, here's the towel. Just use that. I'm just kidding. We have everything that we need in like this one spot. So even like this space here is like, you know, a complete, mostly complete, you know, living area. But I really like this raised area. This was very tastefully done. Feels very, very natural. And then when we go back here again, notice how it's kind of cut off. So there might be like a lot of nothing back there. Just like empty space. But it's not like you have to fill out everything with everything either. You know, you could just have things filled out with things that you need to have and then otherwise cut off the rest because it's not like anyone else is going to see it. So going back into the main room, I just noticed the windowsills here with the pottery and just missing some plants. We just got to wait for them to grow. That's all. No big deal. So then we go back here and what do we get? We get to a pantry sort of area. Very cool. So plenty of stuff to store. I like how the shelf is also being used here, you know, because these are just shrunk down to like, you know, smaller, to smaller scoopable things that people will be picking up. But otherwise, it's also suspended, sorry, on top of this shelf here. Good theme too, because it has the whole natural look to it. And we can't, you know, everyone's got to have wine and grapes. This is really cool. Very, very cozy. I don't think I have like a favorite room or anything like that, but I just really like, I guess I was very taken in, first impression wise, from this setup here. It feels really, really welcoming, really warm, has just enough lighting to feel like the kind of screenshot that you'll see on like the main websites and stuff like that. You know, so really cool. I like this place a lot. I didn't miss any rooms, right? There's no hidden rooms. I was like, oh, you forgot about this thing. There's a dragon upstairs. I'm pretty sure I did not, but really well done. Really cool place, man. Really neat. I'm getting so hungry now. There is another room. Okay, so I missed a room. I missed a room. Oh, how dare I? Wait, there's two things. Okay, so there's another thing. We got a secret passageway into another study. This is where all the evil experiments happen. But not really. They're just tastefully cool experiments that happen instead. But what else do we have? We have secret passages everywhere. Not really. Okay, I'm being goofy with that. It's just fun to play with that whenever people do this. I just like playing with all of them. Oh man, I think I did too much. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. It's all fixed now. But yeah, we have secret nook right back here. I really like the lighting here. The lighting, works out really well because it's not like there's like much here, but I guess it's more like the color tones just happen to match really well. like the giant book, you know, that displaces things like only slightly. But otherwise, like you come in and the light that just comes off of these natural things here, it works really good. Yeah. Now I want to take a look and see if there's like another thing. And no. Surprise. Now I gotta make sure that I definitely look at whenever I see this. I gotta click on it every time I see it. Every time without fail. Otherwise, I'm gonna fail. Okay, so I was gonna take a look at one more, just one more. This is helpful for me. I'm gonna look at NBK's. He is on Haldren. I got a switch. I'm pretty sure. Thank you, Luna. Really cool spot. Thank you. All right, so someone on Haldren. So this guy. No, thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Is lying on the book from the book? Yes, it's from the book. It took me 3 hours to farm the wood in Draenor to make one of the feasts at the dragon's feet. Holy crap. Jeez. That's wild. That's so wild. Yep, I am and I am not looking forward to that stuff. Okay, which house am I looking at? Am I going to the Horde one or the Alliance one? Best friend village. Oh, that's so sweet. All right, let's see if we'll wait a moment for him to answer. I am going to Alliance. All right, so that is. Actually, I can't tell. Which one is it? Best friend or high tier? The 41. All right, let's go. Like the crazy thing about housing is that like each place you go to, it might feel like an entirely different universe of stuff because it's a different expression of a player. It's not like, oh, I'm going into this other WoW house necessarily. You're kind of like looking a little bit into the person behind it. And I don't know, that might sound like a bit much, but it's also like extremely true. You know, you have that sort of, you know, you're getting a glance into something that's not exactly WoW, but it is something that's very personal for the player. Not in an intimate way, but you know, you get a look at like who these people are. So here we are at Gromson's place, and dude, he made like this modern house. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that the budget was you know, there's only so much we can do with the budget, so I'm not going to worry about that. This is just like kind of a facade. So let's just take a look at this from up front. This has that super modern style of house, you know what I mean? Like someone who's crazy might want to put like words on here or a QR code or something like that. But it goes to show that I'd say like with the necessary budget, like Gromson or whoever, they'll be able to create like these wild shapes and create like a modern style, like, you know, house in the real world style house that looks nothing like anything in WoW. It's just something that's so detached and unimmersive, but also still very, very cool. And that's kind of the whole point I'm trying to make here, is that you can have something crazy of this style. And the core limits, they're obviously limited, but it shows a little bit of an example of what's possible. Because, I mean, it's, you know, we're starting off kind of simple with the clipping here, as well as getting the shapes right to create this kind of overhead to basically skin over the original Alliance house. But then we see a lot of effort too. There's a lot that's going into this. So, you know, to create this sort of effect here, they took, you know, they took kind of like the circular shape, but sort of obscured it somehow to make it so that like you see some of the shape, but not like a whole lot of it. So I'm guessing this is like one of those quarter circle things, and it's just kind of twisted to create, you know, a less pronounced ovally shape and all that. I like how the overgrowth just happens to happen here because of the normal clipping. I have this kind of problem in front of my house, which is infuriating, but no offense to to the creator here. Can we see the back? Yeah, sure, we can take a look at the back. So what we have here, so nothing going on in the back. It's just like making it very clear as to like what's real and what is just being presented to us. So I'm going to focus on mostly this, right? And I think it's very cool. Now, even this took a lot of effort. God, I'm like gushing just over a freaking staircase, but even this like took forever. You know, setting these angles right and having it make sure that it doesn't like clip properly or doesn't clip weirdly or anything like that. And even then, like you can see how like some of these actually what's going on here, there's another one of these platforms that are used to fill out this space like a little bit more, because I think making it bigger would probably make it clip funny. So anyway, but yeah, really cool entrance. Ding dong. It's right over there. And now we just need to be able to like somehow change the door to like a different color if we could. That'd be pretty awesome. If I recall, I don't think Blood Elf stuff is available for testing yet, and I'm hoping that in the next build we'll be able to see that. So we come in and we are greeted to, we see a lot of these, we're greeted to a very grand entrance, a grand kind of foyer sort of spot here, complete with the double doors. I see what's going on here, like because it's being pulled off here, but then it's much harder to do here. But let's kind of explore like this other part of the room first. We got balconies up here as well, and the whole Blood Elf raised roof, so you can put like a nice big light setting here. Really cool. Really cool. Good way to come in. So let's go through the funny door, because these are just kind of like staring at me. And you know, I guess they wanted to make sure that all opens up in the same direction, because it'd be kind of goofy if it didn't, right? But here we have the banquet hall. Yeah. This is where all the guests are entertained. Very plainly. That's where the dog is, I can tell. Watch, I bet you. But yeah, we're greeted, and I'm guessing, you know, we might be hitting budget somewhere around here. But we're greeted to a presentation of, hey, bunch of guests. We all get together, we eat, we serve, we do stuff, we hang out. So, okay, what kind of room is this actually? So this looks like a regular, this is a small room, looks like. So it feels like this is a small room. These are being separated, and you know, this is the double doors were being made by making the entrance wide, but then closing it up with some beams, and then of course the doors. So what's on the other end here? This feels like kind of a waiting room, as people are all waiting to go nowhere. Nice. So, work in progress. Another room. Is this going to take me anywhere? Also, no. Also, work in progress. Okay, cool. It'd be funny if you could have like some sort of spray paint thing here that says whip or something like that, or delete me. I don't know. But let's go back into this room here, and then we'll see how this transitions over, because I want to see how to get upstairs. Somehow I'll be able to get upstairs here and see what else is going on. So we're greeted by a dead worgen, or a dead warg. Oh, this gets really cramped really fast. Oh, that's kind of cool. So here we have this like this kind of small room, and then it transitions into, I think, another room. I'm pretty sure this is another room, not just something that was made. But then I can't tell, because these walls are like put in together to make it uncertain, which is cool. So now we enter like this kind of transition hallway where we go into any number of spaces here, and we'll see like where this ends up. We'll see where this ends up taking us. So now I feel like I'm lost, which is really cool. in a weird way. Because now I'm not really getting the whole orientation of like, okay, which kind of room am I in? Um, and we have another secret passage. See, I'm getting in the habit of clicking stuff. But I always want to look out here first. So now we have kind of a hangout spot, kind of another waiting area. To go into an office? Nope, we go nowhere. To be continued again. But instead, this is the real office, which takes us to a closet. Nice. I can't wait to see how this like can open up into like something else entirely. Yeah, because I like this. I really like this, how this is set up. Once we see it lead into like more stuff, that'd be really cool. So now we go here and we enter the vanity. So we have, we kind of have a basic setup with fountain stuff to serve as a sink. Another one to serve as, oh, this is tasteful. I like this one. So this is how they set up the bath. It all drains out. Very cool. Yeah. I'm very impressed by the layout of the space. Very impressed by the layout. Okay, so now we come back from like this main room, and now we can go up this new makeshift staircase. And they did, damn. Okay, so they did the whole, flowing carpet that goes all the way up, but they went through the trouble of placing down a rug for each and everything. This is not easy to do. Like I think you have to use advanced mode to pull this off, which is why it looks like it's kind of uneven. It's because it doesn't just clip like that. It's very, very hard to do. So this is a lot of effort that went into creating these steps, which also transition up. I like this. This is a good centerpiece to like walk up towards, and then we climb up. And there's a considerable effort that went into creating this spiraling staircase. We have rails here. So this is testament to like how a lot of people are going to end up buying a lot of fences if they want to have like guardrails or whatnot, if they're going to travel up multiple floors. These I believe are like, cheapy weepies that you can just get anywhere, but then there's going to be like nicer ones that are out there that might involve crafting, other currencies and what have you. But this is a great way to get started. And here's the master of the house overlooking the rabble below. He looks like he's about to jump down and like stab someone. This is actually a boss room, not a not a greeting room. But we have this upper area, like I said, for looking at the rabble, the riffraff. But it's also a cool upstairs like gallery for, if you're having a party, you have everything set up, tables and all sorts of stuff. Like, never mind like the meeting room over there. People are just going to hang out because it's like the bank, this is just like a big party, lots of music playing, lights going all around. But then what else are we led to? We're led to another balcony so we can overlook like this area here. Heck yeah. And then you can like set up turrets and archers, and you can just snipe everyone that comes in. If this was an FPS, I'm gonna guess that this is going to take us to an empty wall. Yep, to be continued. All right. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything here? I hope not. And what was the budget, by the way? Like, is your stuff like filled out, or how much budget do you have left, Grumson? Some red wedding stuff. That could be very cool. That would be very cool. Oh, I think they're typing here. Budget is met. Ah, that's actually a very good answer. I respect that. The budget is met. Oh, what's this down here? A little perch to sit on? Yes, it is a little perch to sit on. Aha! Brilliant. I do feel like I'm in a boss room, and I am the boss. Very well done, dude. Very, very well done. All right. I'm going to stop that recording. I'll try to cut these for like tomorrow or so. Because there's like a couple houses that we saw here, and then there was like 1 or 2 from yesterday, I believe. So I'm gonna squeeze all that into one go. It's gonna be a nice long meaty video. But this is fun. These are a lot of fun. Thank you guys for sharing these with me. Don't sound off yet, but tomorrow maybe I'll do more of it. You know, just come in and show up. It's going to be for, you know, I don't have a format yet because I'm still trying to figure this out. But as far as I know, it's going to be like a first come first serve sort of thing. Like just, you know, if someone chimes in and say, hey, look at my place, then I'm like, ah, sure, why not? Then we can do that. So this is the Resident Evil mansion from the Resident Evil 1 remake. Really? I haven't. It's been a long time since I played that one. Damn. Okay, so it's a full level 2. That's crazy because there's a lot of little there are a lot of little pieces that went into this. You know, notably the stairs. Like that's a lot of pieces. And even like setting up the rugs just to line that up. The fences, I'm sure you had to like buy a whole crap ton of these to fill out all the space. I'm not even sure if these. I don't think these are resized, but oh man, if you have to take some and resize them too, that is a trial. So really well done, dude. Really well done. But I'm hungry. I am going to first come first serve sub-skip line. Probably not. I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to tell people, yeah, you have to pay money to like have me look at your house. No, to me it's more like a privilege. But I mean, if there's a lot of folks that end up doing requests that I might have to filter out somehow, and that could be a way to do it, it just doesn't sound very tasteful. So if everyone, you have the most joy of when you discover things during the housing views, like a kid in a candy shop, and you know the pain and time and budget that goes into the builds. I know I skipped yours from yesterday, so okay, so you're first, all right? If tomorrow, all right? Promise. All right, and I'm saying it out loud. Goose is first in line, and then I'll save that for like a. I think I'd probably do that for a Friday kind of thing. Yeah. All right, so I'm hungry. Off I go. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for showing me for letting me share your houses here on stream, and I'm more than likely going to produce these mostly uncut. I'll probably cut a few things here and there, but it's gonna be mostly uncut. Then I'll have this out probably tomorrow, and that's gonna be it from me. You guys have a great rest of the thing. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and